As low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through September 15th. Purchase high-quality GAF with Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
The NFL, San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, the Las Vegas Summer League continues. San Antonio Spurs went 2-0 and 1-1 over the weekend with an 83-77 win over the Portland Trail Blazers, with Stephon Castle scored 22, although he's been shut down for the rest of the Summer League with a bad wrist. In Major League Baseball, the Texas Rangers took the rubber game in Houston as they beat the Astros 4-2 in the finale. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody! It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm AJ Hoffman. He is Rob Thompson.
I am, and you're not.
Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, sir. How are you this fine Monday?
What a day to be alive. What a day.
Did you lose power last night?
Not that I know of.
I'm curious. I lost power for a bit. I think Edwin mentioned that his lights flickered over in Stone Oak. I'm curious if you're on the
I don't think I did.
Well, you would have been in the Edwin neighborhood, basically.
Yeah, I don't think I lost any power.
But you, I lost power up on the north over there by SeaWorld, Fiesta, Texas, last night for I don't know how long. I think a couple hours.
I thought you were off grid.
I thought I was.
Maybe you're maybe one of your the people that you keep in the barn stopped pedaling. Like,
sometimes you run out of water and we forget.
Yeah, Well, you said you had a well. You just you got to drink it.
The thing is, I keep forgetting to feed them.
Yeah, I mean, pedal. Damn it. Trying to watch my shows.
I'm missing championship game. I'm bum rushing stadiums.
No, I don't think I lost any power. And I left Saturday morning and I didn't get back until yesterday evening. So if hell was breaking loose around here, I missed out on it.
It was a crappy rainy Saturday. So you can either look at it like it was phenomenal, like because you couldn't get out and do much.
You know
or
what?
You could think, man, I got nothing done.
I'll say this. I ended up driving to my mom's place for the weekend. She lives down like Port O'Connor, Magnolia Beach area. And when I was driving on Saturday, I don't remember the last time I had to pull over because it was raining so hard.
Really? Yeah, it felt that way.
And I was around Cuero, Texas.
Cuero Gobblers.
And it was raining so hard that I could not see oncoming traffic until like they were passing by me.
Was it one of those rains where it's pouring rain, but there's also sun in the vicinity?
That's what it was.
And that makes it just impossible to see.
And it was almost like there was steam coming off of the ground. So it was like a lot of things mixed. And I always think, oh, who has to pull over when they're driving? But I was like, wait a minute, I can't
turn
see
the radio down.
Anything. Yeah, I did. I was like, I'm turning into an old person, but I had to pull over for like 10 minutes because it was just like, it was crazy. It's like a monsoon. And then it just turned back into regular rain and I got back on the road. But yeah, wild. So I guess that ended up coming here or
it hung around here all afternoon, man. It was just kind of a lazy Saturday, which is perfect after the Friday night we had. We went to a great band.
Oh, what a good time. What was the name of that band?
Southern Avenue.
Southern Avenue. I didn't know what kind of band we were going to see.
No idea what we were getting into.
This was some soulful This was good stuff,
It
baby.
was a blast. We had a good time. Sam's Burger Joint. Southern Avenue comes through town. Don't miss them. I was kind of we didn't deserve to be in that small of a room with a band like that.
I'll be honest. That band was wasted on a bunch of white people.
It was wasted. It wasn't wasted, man. We had a blast. What are you talking about?
Well, it was awesome, but there should have been some more brothers in the crowd.
I don't know why. The management, evidently, they play in Depends.
My goodness. That is a band, brother.
Fun.
That was a good time.
They threw down.
And then went and did a little after partying up.
I couldn't do no more.
Rob was out. He said, I'm done.
Tagged out at about 11.
I can't believe that.
I'm surprised you made it. You and Pledge hit the no.
I went to a second after party.
No, Joe and Maggie went home.
They went home when you went home.
And then Minix and Joanna went on.
Yeah. And his neighbors, Minix's neighbors were there.
Hal and Amy went too as well.
And
shout out Morning Huddle.
And then they left. And first thing that happened was I sat down next to this gal apparently, and I didn't even talk to her.
Are you putting the moves on her?
No, not a word. I didn't even notice that she was sitting there. Or
ask her how she likes her eggs.
I'd had a beverage or two, and maybe some other stuff, and
cannot vouch for any of that.
And then some fella at the pool table behind me says, "Hey, Bubba, that's my wife." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's cool, because I'm not talking to her." And I think Pledger took that as, man, we should probably get out of here.
I've not been out with AJ before. I don't know what the next chapter of this book looks like.
I promise you, it almost never ends well. Although I am trying my best to behave, because I got no one to bail me out of jail.
Yeah,
here.
225-2121. AA best bail bond.
So we left and went to another place. I think it was called Edison's. I'm not 100% sure. I think
you're right. I think it is Edison.
I was done with the driving part of the night by that point anyway.
Good time to end.
And yeah, they had a couple old fashions there. Listen to some live music.
More live music.
Yeah. And
by that time, I'm surprised you could hear.
And it was like right across the street from my place, so it was real easy to get up and go. And then the next day, I got up and went to the beach and spent my Saturday drinking cold cervezas and hanging out with my mom.
I watched a lot of hoops, a lot of summer league this weekend.
I caught up on that, and I watched the UFC fights down there too. But
I wish the UFC came at a weird time for me. I don't know what was on at that when it hit, but I recorded but did not see.
Okay,
any of it. Was it worth?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was free. So yeah, was it worth free? Yeah.
Would it be worth going back and watching? Was there a highlight moment where you go back and watch?
Oh, there's a couple fights you got to see. Yeah,
well, I got it down. I just never went back. It was championships. We had champions about every 2 hours.
Yeah,
I had Wimbledon on Saturday. We had 2 soccer games. We had the Wimbledon men's. It was busy.
I mean,
lots of titles. We had riots in Miami.
There's so much. We had shootings. We had. It was a wild weekend.
It was a weekend that I'm glad I'm in sports.
Dr. Ruth died.
I'll be honest. A couple of people that you're going to mention, I thought were already on the chapter celestial, had crossed the bridge. I thought Dr. Ruth had already passed away.
Did you think Richard Simmons had already died?
I knew that he hadn't, because I'd seen some story about him recently where he'd kind of...
I've been very ill, Rob.
Something weird had gone on with him, but not like that was uncommon.
Something weird, like his housekeeper had been keeping him as a prisoner.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I knew he was still alive. Shannon Doherty, which is, man, that's one of it's like when I heard that she passed, honestly, I felt like somebody I went to high school passed away.
Yeah, she had the breast cancer. She'd had it for a while, I guess.
I knew that there was something up, but man, you talk about coming up as a 90210 type. I mean, that's my generation, literally. Like I felt like that's our age.
Well, now Brenda and Dylan have died.
We lost Dylan way too early. Way too young.
The power couple of the 90s now gone.
Yep. And again, it felt like somebody I went to high school with.
So
rough weekend.
But Jenny Garth still alive, as far as I know.
And she's held on pretty well.
Tori Spelling also still alive, has not held on well.
Now, something happened. Did she get all her daddy's money or not?
I'm sure, but she also, if she did, she's invested it all into her face, and it's crazy looking. Well, it's look up a picture of Tori Spelling today. She looks like
Jenny Garth has done quite well.
I don't know. You know what?
Congratulations, Jenny.
I'm not allowed to talk about women like that, so I'll just say she looks different than she used to look.
There's been some work done. There's no doubt. No doubt.
And not that Tori Spelling was ever the hottest chick on that thing anyway. Her dad was just in charge of the show.
Dad worth $1 billion, which
that gets that'll get you an acting job.
Went up just like a dude with that kind of money.
That'll get you an acting job, from what I hear.
Oh.
But she's still alive. But we lost a few famous people this weekend. Our girl Paulini blew it
again. I was not good today.
My server was not very nice. I don't know what happened. I felt good, but there's another good.
I didn't realize she had lost 2 consecutive majors.
Well, I should have known. She ain't built for the big time.
Though. I appreciate her fiery nature.
She ain't built for the big time, I guess. I reckon that's what it is.
And you can say goodbye to Joker, man. The torch was passed.
Well,
the baton was passed.
Listen,
Alcaraz, the young boy wonder, the most unathletic athlete you're ever going to see, has taken full control of men's tennis, at least on grass.
Over under 1.5 more majors for Djokovic.
I remember when Connors made a run. There's not a lot of other dudes other than Alcaraz right now that I feel like it would really get in the way. So yeah, I think all the guys, the old kings, all have a shot.
I think he's going to win a couple more. And but you're right. Probably on grass and clay, he's done. But Alcaraz, like you talked about him being the most unathletic athlete. I think when they get on the hard courts, that's where it shows a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I think he won't be as good there. But I think there's. I don't think Djokovic is just dead and buried yet.
But there was a look in his eyes in the middle of the second where he had to go find Joker of 8 years ago. You know what I mean? That dude, and it wasn't there. It just the quickness wasn't there, and Alcaraz had him dancing, man, had him moving.
He becomes the 6th man to win Wimbledon and French Open in the same year, joining Djokovic.
I enjoyed the match. I mean, it was straight sets, but it was a competitive straight sets. There was there was a feeling to it, and I think Joker kind of resigned himself to the fact like it ain't going to happen today. And fought to the end and went to a tiebreak, but it wasn't a difficult tiebreak.
And it is also Home Run Derby Day. This whole not being an all-star weekend is so weird.
It's weekend.
Remember,
weekend?
And I guess
Friday night home run derby, Saturday game.
Yeah.
Sunday off, Monday we're playing baseball.
That's the way it's always been.
That's the way it should be.
Because what if I were from Oakland, California, and I wanted to fly in and watch the All-Star game?
You can't. You got to go to work.
I got to go. I got a job. Well, maybe. How about San Jose, California?
No, Oakland folks got a union gig.
Oh yeah,
they're working the docks.
They're working the docks and the sub. What do they call it?
I don't want to defame my good
tram.
friends in Oakland. I'm going to back off this whole thing.
What a terrible place!
No, Oakland ain't a terrible place.
It's a terrible place.
You got to know, man. Oakland is not a terrible place.
It's a bad place, Rob. It's a bad place.
Good food town, man.
Oh,
it is.
Oh my God.
Oakland is just a dirty Houston. I'm just telling you.
No.
Oakland is a dirty Houston.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oakland is like
a dirty Houston.
No, because
it's a dirty Houston.
Oakland's Houston, there's more languages spoken in Houston on a daily basis than any
Oakland.
It's like
I'm telling you, the cities remind me of each other. They do,
crazy,
and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a good town. Houston's a good town.
Crazy.
There's soul there, man. There's grit. There's I love cities like that.
Oakland's disgusting.
They're not ashamed of saying they're from Oakland.
Yeah,
there's some Houstonites that go, where are you from, Tomball? You're from Houston.
Yeah.
Where are you from, Clear Lake? Nah, Houston. Kingwood, Houston. Houston.
Clear Lake's pretty far.
I know, that's stretching it. Sugarland, Houston.
Yeah.
Katy, Houston.
Yeah. We'll give you Pearland.
Pearland, definitely Houston. But that's the edge the other way.
Yeah.
After that, you don't have to claim it.
But yeah, I'm not a big Oakland guy. I'm not a big San Francisco guy
I think
either.
San Francisco is lipstick on a pig. I've never been a fan.
I mean, there's some. I
like
about
5 square miles of San Francisco. I enjoy. The rest is not.
Yeah, I like a nice. There's some great views there. How about that?
Yeah, no, you're right. There's some incredible parts, but it's so limited that once you leave the part you like, you're like, why the hell am I even here?
The most
cold as hell.
The most steps I've ever gotten in a day,
and they're all up.
It did feel like it was like uphill both ways to school. I felt like my grandfather.
The city smells like urine and fog.
Yes, and that's. I mean, I wish I could bottle that up and
cologne,
buy it for my wife for Christmas. Baby,
urine, fog, and sourdough.
This is the San Francisco treat.
It's the and rice-a-roni.
Rice-a-roni.
They want to be bigger than just the San Francisco treat.
That's right.
They want to do something national.
All right. Let's hit a break. When we come back, we're going to talk. Listen, we're talking a lot of summer league hoops today.
Good hoops too.
I think
I'm
so.
enjoying myself.
And we're out 2-0 in Vegas. Got to feel pretty good about what we're seeing so far.
Weird.
Some players to be excited about. So we'll get into that here in a minute. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy happiness. But money did buy your boat, where you find peace fishing, unlike at home with 3 teenage daughters. Because fish never argue about who stole whose crop top, or get mad the other fish used up all the hot water. No, they just swim around, never embarrassed to be seen with you in public. So save money by bundling your boat or RV insurance with home or auto from Progressive. And buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers, not available in all states.
We all expect our home to protect everything we love. But here in Texas, we don't expect the ways water is breaking down our foundations and damaging our homes. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is shifting. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Foundation Support Specialists. Make sure your investment is protected. Get your free inspection at FoundationSupportSpecialists.com.
With staff shortages happening across the country, most businesses are trying to get more done with less help. This often results in workplace accidents that can cause injury or even death. If you or a loved one has been injured in a workplace accident, call Thomas J. Henry. We handle serious workplace accidents and get serious results. Call Thomas J. Henry today. Available 24/7, nights and weekends.
San Antonio, Texas. Living here in San Antonio and South Texas, a water softener is almost a requirement. The water is hard. You know this. It affects your appliances and all of that kind of stuff. And the best water softener to buy is a Connecticut quality water softener. Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. They're made in America, up to 80% more efficient than competing models. Got a simple design, fewer moving parts, and the best thing about it is there's nothing to plug in. There won't be an increase in your electric bill. Connecticut quality water softeners are the best in the business, and right now they have got the best deal for you. Connecticut is going to let you try a quality water softener in your home for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. Call them today. 656-PURE. That's 656-7873 or ConnecticutSA.com. You know the jingle. Sing it with me. Connecticut, the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Connecticut.
Ooh, I'm so ready for this weekend away with my girls.
Hey, hit the road. How about some free gas?
Free gas? How?
Try new Febreze car for some serious freshness, and you can win gas for a full year. Visit Febreze.com to learn more.
Say less.
You may not win, but you're going to have a fresh smelling whip.
Thanks, DJ Fresh. Now how about some music?
Hey, yo, this next one goes out to new Febreze car for giving you a chance to win free gas.
La, 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 la.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 to enter in 73124 for rules and how to enter. Visit Febreze.com.
Last year's RV trip, we met a couple with the same bumper sticker. What are the odds?
Your cousin isn't a good storyteller.
He was a podiatrist, or was it a pharmacist?
You don't say.
I can't remember.
But she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, AJ and Rob on a Monday.
Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
I believe I might kick your ass if you say that again.
I believe I had to whoop your ass.
Someone I'd whip my ass there if I said that.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, Bubba. The Spurs de San Antonio have taken Las Vegas by storm.
Kind of weird. I am not used to being favored. You go and go, we should win this.
They can't be stopped.
Well, it might get a little bit more difficult now, but for a brief shining moment.
Well, listen.
It's going to get a little bit harder.
So far, so good. Well, with one exception, I guess it's probably not ideal that the best player the Spurs have in Las Vegas is now hurt.
Well, hurt. Big
And
difference between injured and hurt.
He was wearing a thing on his hand.
I think they said strap this on so I have a good excuse.
I didn't like that very much.
Go out. You've done your job. Wemby only got a game.
Steph got a game.
And so, well, he actually got a couple more because I guess Sacramento doesn't count.
Well,
California doesn't count. Nobody cared. But he got his good game in. And that was about it. So, make space for some other dudes. I'd like to see him continue to play because he's really good.
Well, let me start out by saying this. There was a notable difference in the way the team looked on offense against Portland and Atlanta, and it was all about Castle. And it's not to say that they looked bad last night, because I think Bouyer's got a little something, and he did a good job. That Horn kid did an okay job. Like
I just hit some threes,
but it felt like the game against Portland was the Stephon Castle show.
Oh man, was it ever?
I mean, he was in charge of the game. Everything was going through him.
His coach had a green light, like keep shooting.
He is. If there was any doubt, he is a starter on this team. On the Spurs.
Oh, no
not
doubt.
on the Summer League Spurs. And he is, like, tomorrow one of their three best players. So I'm excited for what we're going to get out of Stephon Castle this year. And you know what? The other rookie, Harrison Ingram, I've liked what I've seen out of him. So I think that so far anyway, the draft class looks like they're solid. I think Bouyer's another guy. I think he's going to end up making the team.
At the very least, at training camp.
It's going to be hard to say no to him. I think Nathan Mintz is going to work his way onto the team. Like he's
he's got to fight. There's three dudes look just like him, so he is earning his stripes because he's an athlete, and
he's grinding, man. He's doing every bit of dirty work on this team, and the shot to kind of seal the game last night, where they inbounded and it hit the rim, and he puts it back like.
I'd rather be lucky than good, but that's what happens to teams on a run. When they're feeling good about yourself, you get good rolls.
Yeah, I've got to say it's been better than I expected through two games, and I know we talked about this. This is way more about what these players look like than the results of the game.
And what helps more than the wins is at least our guys look good. You hate it when we would go. There's years when you draft like 29th last, and you go to the summer league, and your draft picks are not even close to the caliber of the other guys on the court. And we're so used to the summer league that we still hold in great esteem Becky Hammond for winning the Summer League like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
We just never been any good there. It's just because we don't care, and we've never really drafted all that high. And when we have had it, they're guys that really aren't difference makers in this kind of play, like Jeremy Sohan. I mean, it's fun to go into a game and be equal talent or better and win a basketball game. It's been a minute or two for us. It's a joy to turn on the TV and go, hey, let's go win this, man. Not like, how are we going to tank it so we're playing strategery and we can get how many ping pong balls? No, man, let's go win this basketball game. I don't care how we're going to do it. Let's do it. Feels good.
And listen, the Spurs have started out 2-0. They might make the Summer League playoffs, Rob.
Why?
So you can get more reps.
Okay. I mean, and as we, I want to ensure that's the case. But I doubt that the intent is not to be there any longer than they have to be.
Well, let's see who are their other two opponents. They've got New Orleans and
Pelicans tomorrow night, I believe.
And then Tuesday night, Pelicans, and Friday, I believe, is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You know what? There's nothing wrong.
Just play through Friday. Man.
Here's why I disagree with you. Why not get these kids more experience?
I don't think you ever throw the game, but the intent is, the schedule is, Friday after that last game, we're probably catching a flame and flying home.
To me, if I'm a playoff caliber team, like if I've been in the playoffs the last couple of years, I don't want my guys playing more in the summer league. Like, just let's get out of here. Let's get ready.
But this ain't the playoffs. This means nothing.
But as a team who's been kind of bottom feeding for the last couple of years,
these guys ain't going to be there. And most of those guys ain't even going to be in camp. They're not even ever going to be in San Antonio. So it's fun for us.
To me, it's good for the
Trevino.
coaches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's good for the coaches.
Which, by the way, his story's wild.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it just goes to show.
I've never heard that story.
Just get yourself in the door, man. Work hard.
Like working at a car wash and good for him.
Working film.
Well, how come we haven't done that? Why aren't you
working
working
for the
for the
Spurs? We got here?
Well, you should just go you should go tell Greg Popovich, hey man, I've been watching what you're doing. You got a gig for me?
I think Pop holds me in pretty low esteem.
Oh, does
I'm
he?
not sure Pop appreciates a lot of things. Well, I don't. I like to think that great minds, but
I got good news. I don't think Greg Popovich knows my name. So I got a chance, Rob.
I guarantee you that Greg Popovich and the Spurs crew know exactly who you are.
I think that
I can have it on good authority.
Well, the media people did, but I don't think that. I doubt coaches do.
Don't ever I think that you're not in their line of work without knowing exactly what's going on around you. Let's just put it that way.
I worked with Bill O'Brien a lot, and he called me JJ until the last day he left. I think
I'm just gonna let's see, but I'm just gonna tell you that those that say, "Oh, they don't pay attention," yeah, they do.
Okay.
This is at the end of the day, you can act like this is an organization built for war, like the Army. No, this is entertainment. And at the end of the day, it's eyes on you that count. And they know that.
Well, if you're listening, Coach Pop, I felt good about what I've seen in Summer League. Oh, okay. Never mind.
He'll listen later.
Well, either way, I still feel good about Summer League so far. And again, it's Summer League. Who cares? But we said this before the Summer League started. If you go 0-4, who cares? As long as you see some good things out of the players, and I've seen some good things out of some players, so I feel good about that. Like I said, I bet there's 3-4 guys on this team right now that are San Antonio Spurs.
Spurs with an A in front of them. I mean, it could be Austin, San Antonio, but yeah, I think there's 3 or 4 there. Yeah,
Castle and Ingram are certainly.
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, saying Ingram is certainly. There's not a lot of second round picks that are certainly going to be on their rosters. I think he's going to be.
Do you think it's on purpose that Sissoko wears 25 and Ingram wears 55? Because they look exactly alike.
Yeah, I don't know. But I don't think Sissoko's going to be on the team.
No, I don't. I think it's because we want to see the difference. that last year's second rounder versus this year's second rounder. This year's second rounder is a bit better.
And listen, whatever else happens, the good news is if this Castle injury is not a big deal, which I don't think it is, the key is getting out of here healthy. And the Denver Nuggets, they saw Deron Holmes, their first-round pick, tore his Achilles in Summer League. And so
sucks.
They're not going to know what they've got in that guy, which that's a tough break. So nothing like that's happened for the Spurs so far. Knock on whatever this thing is made of.
We're good, man.
And I think you got to feel good just 2 games in watching what this team is doing. All right. When we come back, and we'll talk more Summer League.
Yeah, I want to talk about who's the best players we've seen in the draft so far, because seen a few early busts, and a couple of early reaffirmations.
We'll take a look at that on the other side. It's Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, it is the SEC's turn. They're going to do it in Texas, as it should be, with Texas and Oklahoma going in.
The latest from SEC Media Days, the Spurs over the weekend with their summer leaguers out in Vegas, and an update on Pledge and Miss Becky's weekend. The Blitz, Monday starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Has a loved one died and left you an old car to sell? GiveMeTheVin.com has just launched the new service, GMTVCC.com. Write this down, GMTVCC.com, which is Give Me the VIN classic and collector car buying service. GMTVCC.com will hook you up with GMTVCC Pro buyers that will appraise and offer on that 69 Chevelle, old Corvette, old truck, and especially Restomods. We love Restomods at GMTVCC.com. Don't mess with consignments or auctions. Get paid today on your classic or collector car at GMTVCC.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief occasion. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 88589E M16004.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
They say health is wealth, and I could not agree more. That's why if you or somebody in your life is living with everyday aches and pains, I want to tell you about Relief Factor. And I'm telling you, I can feel the difference. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that helps fight pain naturally. Naturally. Now that's a big deal. Developed by doctors. Relief Factor's unique formula of ingredients all work together to help support your body's response to inflammation. Instead of masking pain for a couple of hours, Relief Factor actually helps reduce or even eliminate your pain for good. Whether it's neck, back, joint, or muscle pain, if you're looking to feel better, live better, give Relief Factor a try. In 3 weeks, you will know if it's working because you'll feel it. For instance, I was sent Relief Factor to try, and I've been taking it every single day. I'll tell you what, I feel the difference every day. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Save on your first order. Don't let pain tell you how to live. Fight back naturally with Relief Factor. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
This is Jason Minix, and you're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. There we go. I got it fixed. Behind the scenes, I'm now...
You're manipulating people's radios.
Yeah. Now, if you have one of those radios in your car that like has like a little scroll.
Digital radios.
Yeah, it says the Morning Huddle. Spurs start summer league hot. You know who wrote that line?
That is headline. That's clickbait. Don't go clickbait on them. Don't get too good at it. I hate clickbait. So the unbelievable thing the Spurs did last night that you won't know.
You're never going to know unless you listen to the Morning Huddle. Right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports.
I'm having camera problems today, James.
I know. Just leave it be.
Things are.
It's you moving around.
No, because I got here. Everything's discombobulated. My chair's at the wrong level. Somebody's been jacking with my chair.
Mine's jacked to the ceiling every day because I share this seat with a dwarf. So when I'm not here, he's like.
Well, it's funny because when you watch us online, when you watch the video feed, we look like we're sitting at the same height. But you're sitting in a stool, and I'm sitting in a chair. I sit at a very different height than you. Though we look kind of equal, I'm probably 6 inches lower than you.
I don't think that's true.
I think I am. Literally,
really?
My eyes are at your chin.
You feel like you're looking up at me right now?
If I look straight ahead, my eyes are at your mouth.
Wow. Okay.
Because I just sit. I'm in a chair, like a desk chair. Because my back, I can't. The way this thing was engineered was a very odd height for me. So in a normal stool, I feel like I'm hunched over. So I sit in a chair, but unfortunately I feel like I'm like 12 at the big guy's table because our desk is like at my chest.
You're such an old man.
Well, I mean, that's
my back's hurting.
What I was going to get at was nobody ever sits in my chair. So I'm not used to having to adjust it. So today I sat down and I was like, I don't even know how to adjust this thing.
Yeah. Every day I come in here, Minix has been sitting in this chair and it's like jacked to the ceiling and I have to push it down so I can fit in it.
Well, I found a control on my chair I didn't even know I had.
Is it a massage?
No, I can. No, you can. Normal chairs you can go up or down, right? Uh-huh. And you can kind of adjust the lumbar. Well, this chair I found a switch where I can adjust the angle
tilt?
of the tilt of my seat.
That's nice.
Well, now no, because right now I have tilted it to the point where my feet aren't touching the ground and they're losing feeling. Well, I gotta fix that. But if I fix it, this is what's going to happen. Everybody watching, if you're watching on the line, this is what's going to happen. You ready? Now I'm gonna have to stand up.
Now I feel like I'm much taller than you here.
See what we started here?
But at least fix it.
Well, I'm trying to. This is good video.
Yeah, this is strong. All right.
No,
pro broadcast right there.
This isn't right.
All right. Well, we'll just fix it during the break.
We're better. Okay. Sorry.
Can you feel your toes?
Better now. They're on the ground now.
My
feet are on the ground, which is really where you want to be. Let's talk Ron Holland real quickly.
Okay.
Can we talk about the kid that I made fun of with the Detroit pick? He, amongst one or two others, is going to be the star of this if they let him keep playing. I am very impressed. He's going to turn out to be the not quite Kuminga. I think Kuminga's probably got more talent. But at the end of the day, the guy that when we talk of what happened, what could have been, should have been with the Ignite team, it'll be Ron Holland. That's what they hoped they would produce. The kind of guy that was didn't want to go to college. They just wanted to make an NBA basketball player. Well, they made one, and his name is Ron Holland.
You like what you've seen so far?
I really appreciate the kind of game that he brings and especially with Detroit, that's a little bit kind of a rough-edged lump of clay with a lot of talent. He brings a bucket-getting mentality that I didn't think he had. He's going to get 20 a night as a rookie.
He's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Not so. I guess so far, what I've seen more of is the second-year guys, kind of, and I guess that's the way it should be.
It should be. Yeah,
those guys start to shine. And Jaime Jaquez for the Heat was
not even fair, man.
Phenomenal. Brandon Miller was really good for Charlotte. Cody Williams, the Jalen Williams
I might have been wrong on him.
He looks like he's playing pretty well, and he'll probably make. I think anybody who's like three years in the league or younger, 3 years service time or less, probably going to make this Jazz team. I don't think they got a lot of rules about we want to keep this. No, if you're young, they want you. If you're young and have any kind of hope of talent, they want you. So
Detroit's got the most talented summer league team ever established.
They look pretty solid.
My God, it's nothing but first and second rounders all the way through. You know everybody on that roster.
Yeah. So I think the fact that when you're talking about those guys, and you also would go, Castle has been one of the standouts of the rookies. It's been, I think, Castle, Holland, and Reed Shepherd. Although he's been an up and down game, and Castle had one game and didn't even play the other one. So maybe that's just what we're going to see out here is the ups and downs. But and honestly, even in the loss, I thought Donovan Clingan looked good against the Spurs. He looks like he's got some game.
He's he's young and he's still a little raw, and it's apparent there's some work to be done. But
I didn't like that the Blazers wore white and black, by the way.
It is.
Well, what was that?
Well, all the jerseys look odd, and they don't. The summer league jerseys never look. I know there's an intent to look less than game, more than practice. You know, somewhere in between.
But the little color,
but a little color, and the numbers are too. I don't know. They're too much. It's like they use
the numbers on the back.
Yeah, it looks like they use like duct tape. I mean,
it's
they're
crazy.
Just, it's just too much going on. But that's summer league every year. I always wonder. I'd rather them just. If you're going to go that route, make it look like practice and put on practice jerseys. You don't have to. Everything you make doesn't have to be sold.
But when the Spurs are wearing black and white,
it makes sense.
The Blazers shouldn't be wearing white and black.
No,
like you should have worn red and black or something. Like something that I don't know. I didn't like that the aesthetics of that game. But I'll say this: we're talking about the rookies that look good. Risache, he looked like dog water yesterday.
Guys, he's got a smooth shot. He's here because he's got a smooth transition release, and I'll give it to him. He does. He's wonky, man. He's kind of duck-footed, so he's not overly laterally quick. Straightforward speed that's there. I mean, he can attack the rim, but if you think he's going to dribble and go side to side and find his own shot, he's 3 years from that. It's obvious.
And by the way, if the Spurs have any hair on their balls, they ought to take one of these guys who they know isn't going to make the team and say, "Hey, Bubba, you want a nice little bonus? You go out there and dive into old Risache's leg, put him out for the season, help us out with his draft pick. We're going to take care of you on the back end."
You want him on the court as much as possible. The best thing that could happen to the Spurs is having Risache on some OJT. Trust me.
Trey Young's over there on the sideline, dive for a loose ball.
We don't
elbow first.
Over the last 3 days, have you thought at one point at all about Trey, other than when they brought him on? Stephen Castle, we don't need a Trey Young. We don't need him. It's already apparent. There's no need.
I only thought about him because he has his he was wearing his necklace that had the TY on it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that, but it's like everybody's got their own logo.
Well, the worst case scenario was the Spurs do what they did for Trey Young.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah, there's no need.
No way. There's no room for you, Bubba.
There's not enough oxygen in the room. There's not enough balls on the court for you two to play together.
There's not enough defense in your ass is what it is.
Well, for all the right reasons, he's not going to be here. Not the wrong ones. Not that the Spurs couldn't, wouldn't, shouldn't. It was he doesn't fit. There's no reason for him to be here. We drafted the position that he would play.
Yep, I'm with you. And you drafted well. So
very apparent.
Made the right choice. All right. Let's hit a quick break, and when we come back, we'll hit some non-sports before we get in. Listen, we got a lot to talk about today, including soccer. Rob is going to catch us up on all the soccer from the weekend.
I couldn't get in. I had a ticket to the game in Miami, and me and a bunch of guys in yellow tried to get. I couldn't.
You couldn't get in?
No, I
You
just
should
catch
just
a plane home.
Kick the gate down.
I'm a little bruised up. I tried. Some guys got in. It was.
Some are calling it the Miami.
Was that a problem?
Some are calling it the Miami insurrection.
All I know is I got home in time to watch the game. I was in line to get in.
Was it a soccer insurrection?
It was an insurrection in yellow. As it was
like the yellow January 6th, they called it.
Well, not since mid-'80s have there been so many angry Colombians, let me tell you.
Oh, all right. We'll talk about all that stuff coming up. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and A+ your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
If you're looking to get a new car, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Sure, you love your old car, but you know it's not normal to give instructions on how to open the window. It should be self-explanatory, but it's not. And notice how when you're in other people's cars, you can feel cushion in the seats? That's pretty nice, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renters and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new car. It's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Joe Reinagle here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasik.com.
It's time to roll out the red carpet for, well, new carpet. There's no better time than right now at the Home Depot, where the more you buy, the more you save. Save up to 10% on select special order carpet styles you love from brands you trust. And installation is included on qualifying purchases. Start your carpet project today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Offer valid July 11th through July 28th, 2024. Receive up to 10% off select special order carpet purchases. Minimum purchase required. Exclusions apply. For licenses, see homedepot.com/license numbers.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One and member FDIC.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Woo! Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Monday. That's all right, man. We're gonna have a good Monday.
So far, so good.
Florida man's been arrested, Rob.
Well, you have to go further than that.
Do you ever wonder what, like, do you guys ever do segments on like athletes? Where are they now?
Often, yeah. I mean, normally if it's an extraordinary story.
Do we know where Josh Primo is today?
Josh Primo last spotted in uniform for the I don't know what the Clippers G League team is. But he made the show for a day or two. Last spotted in California somewhere, as far as I know.
Is he playing in Summer League?
Oh no, you can no. I if he is, I don't know about it, but I can't imagine that he is. I mean, the Clippers gave it a shot, and it, at least to my knowledge, didn't work out there. I don't know how many stops you get in this big NBA world, but
I wonder if he's in Florida now because
oh no.
A man accused of exposing himself multiple times to women in the parking lot of a Winter Haven, Florida Walmart has been arrested.
Well, right.
It says his name's Trinell Alexander Webster.
No, yeah, I think Josh is elsewhere.
But Josh Primo always sounded like a made-up name anyway, to be honest. So if his name were Trinell Webster, maybe. During the first incident, a woman was sitting in her vehicle waiting for a family member inside the store when a blue Toyota Corolla pulled up beside her. After a few minutes, police said she glanced over and saw that Webster had exposed himself and was holding a cell phone in the other hand. The victim drove away to find a different parking spot, and the Corolla left.
Well, good.
Police said she didn't immediately contact him because she was in shock at what had happened. On July 7th, a mother and her 17-year-old daughter were sitting in their vehicle waiting for a family. Who just sits in their vehicles waiting for family members at Walmart? It's like, I guess, yeah, I don't want to go into Walmart either.
I'm going to say I've sat in the car waiting.
But apparently same situation. It has his junk in one hand and a cell phone in the other. He was interviewed on July 9th, placed himself in the Walmart parking lot on both occasions. And he said after driving home from his work in Brandon, he sometimes decompresses by driving around the parking lot before he goes home. So he's he's just trying to unwind a little.
That's what his excuse was. He decompresses in a Walmart parking
lot. If I'm saying, you know what, I want to go someplace where there's no stress around me, Walmart is where I usually go because it's such an inviting atmosphere that makes you feel good about where we are as a society. And I imagine Walmart in Florida is probably even wilder than our Walmarts. But he's been taken into custody. 2 counts of exposure of sexual organs.
2 counts.
2 counts. You do it twice. He doesn't have 2 organs. He was
caught twice.
Pulled the one out twice. Yeah. If you believe you've been a victim of this type of crime, you should contact the Winter Haven police though, because they believe there could be more victims.
Oh, I don't think that was his first time. He seems to do that daily.
He's got
his decompressing.
He's got to decompress, Rob.
You got to shoot off a few blanks before you head home.
Gotta
you know what I mean, boss? You know what I mean?
I don't know why take the camera out all the time.
He's sending.
You think? If I were him, I'd just
kids today.
I just he's not a kid. He's 29 years old.
Well, no, that's a kid. Why do you think he's taking pictures? Don't you think he's watching something?
Maybe. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe that's what he's doing.
So he needs to get the that breakout thing so you can just watch it on your car screen.
I have that.
So you can just watch whatever you'd like.
So it's a wireless CarPlay. And
you
I can put
video
YouTube on it or whatever I want. Yeah, I don't do that.
No, who would? That'd be dangerous.
That would be dangerous.
But maybe he should have done that, and he wouldn't be in the situation he's in today.
And the
problem is he's got a standard. He needs both hands.
I've told you this before. Like I did a lot of dumb things when I was a kid. I was always scared to shoplift. Did you ever shoplift when you were a youth?
I did, and I got caught.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, see,
the Lone Star around the corner from my house. It was a blow pop.
The Long Beach City prosecutor's office said that the same woman, this is being called the largest single case of shoplifting in the history of California.
What? Okay.
She's been arrested under suspicion of shoplifting 30 times from the same store.
Well, evidently it was working for her.
You'd think they just stopped letting her come in.
Well, how would they know until the 31st time? Obviously, she's doing something well.
I mean, so what's happened? Oh, I stand corrected. She got arrested once for 30 offenses. I've never seen a person go this long without being caught, said the prosecutor. They eventually caught her, obviously. The estimated value of the allegedly stolen merchandise was about $7,000.
What was it? Do we know?
Purses, clothes, sunglasses, but the same store. Like,
what was she doing?
Maybe
I guess we'll never know.
No, but I guess maybe you're. They don't want to. If you can get away with it 30 times, they don't want to tell you how they were doing it. But I guess if you get away with it at the same place 30 times, you're like, well, I'm just going to keep going back.
She had a scam. Something was working.
So it says here, though, she was on probation for theft at the time of 5 of the 30 alleged
you don't suddenly get
shoplifting.
Great at it. She didn't just blunder into a scam. I'm sure she had to learn her way. She's a pro. I mean, you can grow into your gig.
And yeah, Palumba says it's not a felony if it's under $1,000, and it says never more than $950 at a. So
that's a vet move.
Strong work, strong work,
Class
honey.
C, Class A misdemeanor.
Strong work. I ain't that good. Like I said, I was scared. I had a buddy who got caught once at a young age, and I never wanted to do it.
AJ, 10,000 hours said anything. You choose to be great at something. You devote 10,000 hours.
When I worked at the mom and pop video store, my main job was chasing down shoplifters. I think that's pretty much why they hired me, because you
were the goon.
I was because I was a wrestler,
and
I
if they didn't rewind.
I just held people down. I wasn't allowed to hit. I was allowed to take down and hold down.
Didn't rewind.
All right, we'll be
AJ,
back. Morning Huddle. Be kind. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding the work with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy happiness. But money did buy your boat, where you find peace fishing, unlike at home with 3 teenage daughters. Because fish never argue about who stole whose crop top, or get mad the other fish used up all the hot water. No, they just swim around, never embarrassed to be seen with you in public. So save money by bundling your boat or RV insurance with home or auto from Progressive. And buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers, not available in all states.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Okay, if you're sleeping on the hot summer styles and great prices at Kohl's, you're missing out. I just shopped there and scored stylish shirts for my husband, along with some cute crochet dresses for myself. Plus, I saved 30% with my Kohl's card. But even if you don't have one, you can still save an extra 20% on some other great finds and earn Kohl's cash. So what are you waiting for? Take your summer style from hot to sizzling and get to Kohl's. Select styles, 20% off GPO, valid through July 21st. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's the land of the free and the home of student drivers ready to back into your new fence at any given time. It's firing up a round of burgers and dogs on your rusty grill with a faulty gas line that engulfs your tool shed in flames. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
George gets justice.
At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our motto is simple.
George gets justice. But what does that mean for you? It means you get an award-winning team of attorneys who will fight for everything taken from you so that you can get back to what matters in life. When we say George gets justice, it's just not a motto. It's a commitment to you. Call us at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
You're not going to want to miss this. Diamonds Direct summer sale starts next weekend. For 3 days only, next Friday through Sunday, get 20% off. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. And designers are flying in from New York and LA to showcase their latest trends. That's 20% off, plus $100 off with an appointment and designer trunk shows. Tons of engagement rings on sale too. 20% off starts next Friday. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're gonna be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code 2024 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code 2024 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code 2024 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code 2024.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, the Las Vegas Summer League continues. The San Antonio Spurs went 2-0 and 1-1 over the weekend with an 83-77 win over the Portland Trailblazers, with Stephon Castle scored 22, although he's been shut down for the rest of the Summer League with a bad wrist. In Major League Baseball, the Texas Rangers took the rubber game in Houston as they beat the Astros 4-2 in the finale. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. My name's AJ Hoffman. His name is Rob Thompson.
Yes,
we
it
are
is.
Morning Huddle. We are San Antonio Sports Star. Oh, I feel good now. That's how I wanted.
Punching it.
That's how I wanted to start this hour, baby. Yesterday on my way home, I met up with my brother to finally exchange vehicles. I drove all the way to his house.
Downtown Lockhart, Texas.
No, he lives in Schulenburg.
Oh, fine, Schulenburg town.
And after we went and had lunch on Friday, Rob and I made a trek to Seguin, Texas. Seguin.
Davola's barbecue.
Yeah. Old school spot. Old school.
Not the burnt bean.
Not even close.
Not
Bubba.
the burnt bean, sadly.
Listen.
But not bad. I'm not going to give them, 5 stars. They're a solid 3.5 to 4.
That's the kind of place that's been ruined by badass craft barbecue. Like,
yeah, they gave it their shot. You're not going to find lamb and a lot of, so that's kind of crafty.
They have lamb rib and they have lamb barbacoa tacos. I didn't get a lamb barbacoa taco, but we both had the lamb rib. It's good.
Respect.
It's good flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Fatty.
A little fattier. And I don't know if I don't think you could have done them anymore. I don't think you could render any more fat out.
No, it was
so
good.
I think that was about as much as you could do.
And then I had sausage. Did we both have?
We basically had the same plate.
Okay,
we had different sides.
Okay, sausage not
overground, I thought, but the flavor was good.
See, I felt the opposite. I didn't like the flavor. I didn't think there was much flavor. I thought it was very
well, it wasn't memorable, but it wasn't bad. I just thought it was a little ground, little mealy.
But I said
overground it.
I said, so I want the lamb rib and the sausage on my 3 meat plate.
And then
I said
for my question.
I said for my third meat.
Because you ordered first, you asked the question which you're supposed to ask.
And this is clearly the guy who's running the show.
Yeah.
The older gentleman there. I said,
he's Davila, I bet.
I said, what's your best meat? What are you going to wow me
and
with?
It was like, no question.
He said, oh, it's the brisket.
Brisket.
Okay.
Well, all right, then.
I said, then my third meat's brisket. And then I had some fried okra and mac and cheese.
I was jealous over your okra.
Both sides were good.
I got mac and cheese and the peach cobbler, which was worth the wait.
That looked good too. But I got to be honest, the brisket was
overdone.
It was a little dry.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little dry. And I ended up having to sauce it a little.
Which is odd because normally the first brisket of the day, I mean, we were there as it opened.
Yeah.
So this was brisket from yesterday. I have a feeling that we got the last brisket from the day before.
And you got to be careful. If I say, hey, what's your best meat?
You better bring it. Yeah.
You got to bring the heat, baby. Now, apparently the desserts are they do it right there.
They did the cobbler top notch.
Really. But yeah.
Crispy on top.
No,
sweet.
I've had, again, it wasn't like a bad place.
No, and if I was driving by and hungry, I'd go back. I just won't drive to Seguin for it.
Right. So,
especially if the line at dry bean or burnt bean is as long as I've seen it. Davos is a fair stop.
Yeah.
Just don't get the brisket.
So after that on Friday, I drove to my brother's because I was supposed to swap cars with him.
Mm-hmm.
He had taken my car and did he
was there like a lot of miles on it? Did he like
I don't think so.
Like
No.
Like went zooming around.
No. But
you got a nice car though. It's not like your car wouldn't be zoomable.
Well, I mean, it's a dad car.
Well, it's a good crossover because it's got a good motor. It's known for some.
It's got good.
It's certainly a lot more fun than your brother's truck. I mean, if I got your car after driving that truck for a while, I'd be zooming.
Okay, yeah. You don't want to zoom in my brother's truck because it guzzles gas.
That's what I'm saying.
Fill up for $125.
Dude, you're a good brother. My brother, I think we both understand that you're just going to get it back with what's in it.
Well, I am a good
you're
brother.
A good bro. But my brother's probably a better brother than I am.
I got all the way to his house and he's not home. There's a car block. He was like, "Oh, it's okay. Just the key. Here's the punch code. Keys are on the counter.
Don't mind the dog."
My car's blocked in by his mother-in-law's car.
You couldn't have driven through the lawn. You couldn't have gone through extraordinary measures.
I got out and I was like measuring gaps between the fence to see if I could have done it. I wasn't gonna fit.
Track marks through the yard.
They were in Austin, and my sister-in-law's like, "We'll be home in like 3 hours."
I blame you.
What?
That's your fault.
It's my brother's fault for failing to communicate with his wife.
But again, you're the one that drove for 2.5 hours. I mean, if you're going to do that, you need to clarify that somebody's going to be home, right?
Dude,
y'all ain't going to screw me over.
I told him I'm coming to pick up the car on Friday
so
after I go eat
barbecue. Firmly on your brother. And you gave him a fully gassed pickup.
Yeah.
You're a good brother.
Well, so anyway,
that's
long
why
story short,
your mother's favorites.
I had to drive back to San Antonio in that truck that I just filled up. And then I had to take it to the beach to my mom's house this weekend.
Well, so I trashed it down there.
I had to fill it up a second time.
Dude, I can't do triple digits on a fill up.
But
I'd be electric tomorrow if I ever did that.
We met up to exchange vehicles in Cuero, Texas. And I said, find us a place to eat there.
That's county seat. There should be some fine diners around the downtown square.
Well,
seems like most of them do.
He sent me a link called Texas Monster Burger. Texas Monster Burger.
All right.
And he was like, "Oh, this place sounds like they got some big ass burgers. Let's go crush one, right?" So we get there, and it's my brother, his wife, and they've got like a 3-year-old daughter. I think she's 3. I don't know exactly, but she's like, she can talk.
Is this a good Sunday after church kind of place?
Yeah. Well, no, it's not, because when I say Texas Monster Burger, it's like a monster museum. It's a horror movie museum. It's not talking about the size of the burgers.
Go on. I'm still kind of in on this. So there's a horror movie museum in Cuero, Texas?
Yes. So I walk in. The first thing you see is like a 7.5 foot tall clown welcoming you in.
So your 3-year-old niece, I'm sure, was overjoyed at this.
No, she did not like it.
Killer clowns at the front door. You don't want to eat,
and
honey?
she had to carefully choose what spot she sat in where she didn't have to look at anything too scary. She was sitting next to me at first, but there was the
How
saw.
many people were in this restaurant while you ate?
It was probably a dozen.
Okay, all right. So people don't go in and not come out. Like
yeah.
You don't end up on the menu.
But this is she was staring at the little guy on the tricycle from Saw, and she was like, I don't like. They've got him in a big glass case, like a full size version.
Not family friendly.
They've got the Annabelle doll inside like a glass
I
box.
think you're making me want to go to Cuero and eat a hamburger. This sounds pretty cool.
So I'll say this: the food was very good.
Well, even more so.
The service was so horrendous.
Oh well.
Like I don't. Three tables who came after us got their food before us.
Did you order special?
I had boneless wings, which I never order, but they kept like when the girl came up to me, she was like,
okay,
we don't
AJ.
have these 5 things that are normally on the menu. We don't have those because we're changing our menu.
Oh,
and I was like,
that's not a good sign.
Oh, okay.
Did they still have the Texas Monster Burger?
I didn't see that.
They didn't have a signature Monster Burger?
I didn't see the Monster Burger.
If I don't know what to order, I go one of 2 ways. I go with what the restaurant is named for.
Seems like
or
a
a club sandwich.
There wasn't a club sandwich, certainly.
Or the closest I can get to that, where you one of those things that you cannot. And I guess a McNugget dunked into whatever sauce they choose to call buffalo.
They had like
it's
8
hard
different
to screw
choices.
That up. It's hard to screw that up.
I
So
got spicy
can do that.
garlic. It was good. The food was good, like I said.
Okay.
But it took a long ass time to come out. And
And
then
they
they
were
brought
frying
it
up your
out.
nuggets.
They brought. She was like, "Do you want fries or onion rings?" I wanted onion rings.
Oh, they had to go cut the onion.
Well, she brings it out finally, and she brings it out with fries. And I was,
just throw it in her face.
Okay. I said, "Well, what about the onion rings?" And she's like, "Oh, let me go check." And then she comes back and says, "Well, I brought you the fries because the onion rings are still cooking," which was clearly a lie.
Liar.
But then she brought me out a free beer and patted me on the shoulder and said, "That's on me, honey."
So she knew she screwed up.
I think so. So she still got her tip. We eventually got our food and got out of there. But yeah, food solid, service not great. But if you do like monsters, if you like horror movies, that's the place to go. They had they've got a case with like a full-size gremlin in it from the original Gremlins movie.
You know, one of the greatest high school football players I ever saw came out of Cuero, Texas.
Oh, really?
A guy named Robert Strait.
Really?
I actually made a trip down to see the Gobblers play, to see this guy play. He's a running back. Ended up at Baylor. Didn't quite turn out, but
Didn't work out for him.
High school was a beast.
It's one of those towns you can tell high school football.
I'll bet there's a sign at the city limits, home of Robert Strait. He was one of those special kids. He really was.
Did you know they've got an amusement park there?
And see, county seat. I'm telling you, those little towns, there's always a good restaurant right off the square normally, and you'll always kind of stumble into things
I was
that.
like, is that a roller coaster? And it's,
well, I'm not sure about the safety of a roller coaster.
I'm telling you now, I wouldn't ride it. I mean, it's like if a roller coaster comes through with the county fair, I got news for you. I ain't riding on it. I might ride the zipper, but if it's a roller coaster, it's like free riding. No thanks. But yeah, there's a roller coaster there. I was like, what the hell is this? Some things you don't expect to see. Things you don't expect to see. You got to turn your microphone back on.
I've got all kinds of issues here. My computer. I'm falling apart over here. You had a busier weekend than I did.
did. I really did. You
I caved
well, you got
up.
rained out.
I caved up. It was fantastic.
So I wouldn't have minded that, but my mom was like, "Why don't you come down?"
Oh man, it sounds like that was fun.
I'd already committed to going to a wedding in Galveston with her, but then the wedding got canceled because of the hurricane.
I want to meet your mother.
Okay.
She sounds like a person I want to have a beer with.
She's a good old gal.
It sounds like a person I want to sit down and get to know.
Well,
she's the baroness of her town. I can tell you, she knows everybody.
She knows everybody on that damn
She's got a
island.
chair at a coffee shop or someplace that she gathers with others.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, they're in this little community. They've got chairs under their because she lives in one of those stilts houses.
Okay, so she just hangs out under a porch.
She hangs out there,
waves
and
at the neighbors.
People drive by and wave at her. Drive by in their golf carts or their pickup trucks, and she waves
Yeah,
back.
I get the sense she's the hub of a lot of different things.
And sometimes they pull into her little driveway, and they'll bring her a bag of fish or something like that, or they'll bring her. I think sometimes they bring her some reefer.
I like towns like that because that's the last place you can go. You've run out of land. This is it.
That's it.
You've reached the edge, so you got to stay there. And those folks always got good life stories. Maybe not good lives, but good life stories.
And they don't want to be there. It takes a certain kind of person to live there.
Yep.
It'd be hard for me to live there.
No, but I definitely don't want to live there. But I like an evening at the local dive bar.
Yeah.
Just go meet a couple of the salts at a local dive bar in a beach town.
And I mean, I don't think anybody jacks with you out there.
No, they only tell you what you need to know. That's for sure. Or they'll tell you far more than you ever wanted to know. One or the other.
Ain't a bad way to go. And it ain't too far from the Texas Monster Burger. You get that on
checking out Chucky
the way in. All right, let's get back in. Let's catch up on the soccer actually when we come back. And then 7:30, we're going to hit up some more summer league talk on the Spurs. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
They say to make yourself indispensable at work. So I developed a digital catering solution that only I can operate. Okay, it's actually easycater.com.
David!
They love me because I, the director of catering logistics, not a real job, use EasyCater to get catering from all our favorite restaurants. Tight budget? No problem. Need vegetarian options? Gluten-free? Check and check.
D-Man, you crushed lunch today.
It was easy. EasyCater.
EasyCater is your all-in-one tech work. Start your order at easycater.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
If you're looking to get a new car, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Sure, you love your old car, but you know it's not normal to give instructions on how to open the window. It should be self-explanatory, but it's not. And notice how when you're in other people's cars, you can feel cushion in the seats? That's pretty nice, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new car. It's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Don't miss limited time doorbusters during Pro Savings Days right now at Lowe's. Starting July 15th for 3 days only, you can save $60 when you buy a DeWalt 12-volt multi-head drill driver. Was $189, now $129. Plus, get 50% off a DeWalt Tough Grip 110-piece screwdriver bit set. Shop these deals and more while supplies last. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Valid 7/15 through 7/17. Selection varies by location.
My name is Jessica. Years ago, I was diagnosed with a thyroid condition. I slept all the time, was fatigued, had no energy, and a bad attitude. Now I've lost 50 pounds and I'm still losing. My medications have been scaled back. My emotions are stable and I have lots of energy. People at work say I'm happy, perky, and my husband says he's not walking on eggshells around me any longer. The Institute for Functional Health changed my life.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Argentina and España. Campeos.
The golden era reborn.
Oh, my.
Here we go. The Colombians ain't happy.
Messi got hurt like a big crybaby that didn't matter.
That big old swollen ankle, though. Respect.
Yeah, that was staged. That was a fake injury.
They didn't need him.
Argentina gets the win. What? So tell me what's going on with this insurrection, with the storming of the gates. What
I don't know.
happened?
It looked like the Colombians decided, well, we're going in.
Well, they
rushed the gate. I saw this happen at a Euro thing, I think 2 years ago.
They were in a big hurry?
No, I don't think. I think they decided that, they didn't have enough tickets for the number of people there, and they decided if we rushed the fence, some of us might get in.
Now, where would this game happen?
At the Hard Rock there in
Miami, Florida.
And if you haven't been, the Hard Rock is kind of out there. It's not in the middle of anything. It's also a racetrack. It's where they run the F1. So they had these huge crowds. They had, at least there, this huge crowd out there, which was like 3 times the size of the people that had tickets.
They've updated that stadium a couple times, but is it still kind of a dump?
Well, the last time I was there was Super Bowl, and they had it all buffed up and shiny, but that was 2020. Yeah, that was 2020. So it's been 4 years. At that point, it was, they polished everything, but it's obviously not new.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing their best to keep it up. They don't want to build a new.
Well, they built the F1 track around and through it. Stephen Ross at one point wanted the track to actually go through the stadium. That never, at least hadn't worked out yet. But so they've got this whole development now, but it's out because they have that. They've got a lot of space. So you got a lot of people there with really nowhere to go but in. So looks like they tried to, so they locked that place down for about an hour and a half.
Okay. Well, elsewhere, España gets the win. Some people would call them Spain. They get the win over England, who kept finding a way to win, and this time they could not. Rob, what happened to your guys?
It backwards. They they lived dangerously throughout, and won it late and PKs and things like this. Well, they had the game, dude. They had slowed Spain down. They'd gotten a lead. And all they needed to do was continue just to, play the Tampa Bay style of soccer. Just take the air out of the game. Just hold on the ball, squelch them, and win the game. They stumbled out of halftime. 5 minutes later, Spain's in it and never look back. That 16-year-old kid that Spain has, now I think he turned 17 2 days ago. Well,
that's not as cool of a story now.
Now he's old.
Like, you remember when Juan Soto was 19?
For like 8 years.
Yeah.
No, Spain is so obviously better than everybody else in the world right now. The number of goals they scored, I hadn't seen that in years. They dominated every game. And, Britain had the plan. They just fell asleep. And there you go. It's over. The best team won. And I don't think anybody in that stadium had any question that Spain isn't the best team in the world.
Well, they're the best team in Europe.
I think the best team in the world.
I think they got lucky that the U.S. isn't European, because we might have beat them. We might have given them hell.
Well, they fired Burkle. Did you see that? Fired the coach.
It's about time.
Got rid of that clown.
We need to hire someone better, like
us.
It could be.
I've seen an entire World Cup and now a Europe.
What would be your strategy?
Go deep.
Okay. I would say, listen, boys, let's get a lead and hold on.
No, that's not how you win it. You got to be like the Spanish, man. You got to go. You've got to.
Rob, we're not going to have as good of players as them. We got to figure out a new way.
Oh, see, that's how you make up for it.
Oh, well, maybe recruit some guys.
Well, have you seen the Swiss team?
I'll be honest.
I didn't know there was a large African contingent in Switzerland, but evidently there is.
You know what could help us? You know how, like, our guys, when you can't make the Olympic team, they'll just go play for some other country?
Go ahead. Why not?
Sure. How about whoever I don't know how many people are on the roster for Spain, but let's say there's 20.
There's got to be, the 21st guy on their team is better than anybody we got.
Give us your 21st guy.
It's like
guy
a
who
loaner
couldn't make
system.
your team, and we'll put him up in Brooklyn or something for a couple weeks.
Give him a green card.
Get him some citizenship and
put him to work, man.
Yeah.
He'll be gainfully employed.
We keep complaining. Oh, they're not sending it.
Not sending their best.
Donald Trump once said they're not sending their best.
Nah,
but
we don't even need their best.
Send your 21st
Yeah,
best.
send your average,
and we'd be
They're
good.
the best we got.
Yeah, if we get the 21st best Spanish guy, 21st best German, 21st best Argentinian, we could build a team here.
That I think was the plan, but we had to mortgage Apple to bring in Messi.
Well, I'm sure he plays for Miami, right?
Yes.
I'm sure they don't love seeing his ankle swollen up like that was gross. Looks like he had a potato in his sock. That was disgusting.
Well, he's just got to be ready for the TV games. So 2 weeks from now, I think.
He ain't going to be ready in 2 weeks. Did you see it?
It's Lionel.
Did you see his foot?
I did.
First
of all, why are you taking
like
the tape off right there? I don't understand. Like, there's some protocols to rolled ankles.
That looks like a Tia in Walmart.
I don't think it looked like that you got some thrombosis going on there, but you shouldn't have taken the tape off when you did, bruh. The whole idea is to avoid the inflammation. I'm sure in football, basketball, shoot, that tape stays on till it goes in ice. There ain't no letting it swell up like
sit it
that.
on the sideline. That's vile.
And I'm sure Dr. Garrett would not appreciate the way they handled that injury. I guess they were going to use some of that cold spray. But remember that cold spray, how important that used to be to soccer? It seems to be far less important than it was there.
I
for
saw
a couple
Shaq
years.
do an Icy Hot commercial where he said goes on icy and then heats up to make it last.
Well, I have some other stuff that does that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's sold in a different aisle.
Oh my.
Oh yeah. We don't have one of those drops. Come on. Oh yeah.
Well, either way, his ankle's disgusting. I think he might retire from the
Poor
sport.
bastard.
Honestly, gross. Looks like Vic's feet after he eats too many tacos. He's not allowed to have tacos. Although he ate one this morning. Rob,
he ain't playing first. This dude's out for like 6 weeks.
That's what I'm saying.
At least, man, he's done. Sorry, Miami.
So maybe the Brigade Bar can help me out here and tell me if this is true or not. Rob said that, hey, there's a tradition in San Antonio when you're running late, you bring breakfast tacos. And I had to make a decision this morning on do I want to get to work on time and spend my first 10 minutes once I'm at the office on the toilet, or do I want to take care of that at home and be 10 minutes late to work?
You chose correctly.
I did.
You chose wisely.
But I texted Rob, and maybe that was the mistake, was telling him, hey, man, I'm going to be a little bit late.
Yeah, don't do that.
And he's like, well,
bring tacos.
And
if you're late, you're late. You might as well help the team out. We'll
that
carry. You
I went from being 10 minutes late to 30, 40 minutes late.
Doesn't matter. At that late's late.
I mean,
that way we all benefit. Wait, we'll double up down here. We'll be ready, and you just grab the tacos, and we'll start on time.
Well, that's what I did.
And
it just
worked.
doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense. It seems like I should have to come in early and bring tacos the next day because I'm already running late that day, But what do I know? I mean, it worked out.
It certainly did.
It worked out for you.
I have no problems with this tradition
at
at all.
Worked out for you, but yeah, I did.
Fine taquito.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That's all I'm saying. Okay, we're gonna get. That's enough soccer. It's
true. Bobby's true.
He's not. He's talking about soccer.
No, he's talking about this.
No, he's talking about Messi's ankle. How you said he's done. He's going to retire. Is soccer over now for how long?
I have a feeling they can pick it up in the next week or so. We got. Is there Olympic soccer? Probably not.
Well, I don't think so. I mean, I can't imagine.
So. But I got to figure. Don't we have club stuff still going on?
I don't know.
I really don't know. You know what? I bet we don't have soccer for another month or so because of the Olympics.
It feels like it's a good time to take a break for soccer.
Well, I'm ready for some football. I'll tell you that. I feel like it's time to turn the page. I'm almost there.
Well,
into this week, Monday, a week from today, it's football season.
You know what's happening to me? I'm telling you, like just watching these, the Hard Knocks is getting
it's
getting
feeling
my
it,
juices
right?
flowing.
I'm starting to. We're almost there. I tell you, Monday, a week from today, football season begins. Vegas will be done for the most part. There might be a game or two, but it's football season. We're just a couple of weeks away from Oxnard. We are 2 weeks away from leaving for Oxnard.
That's true.
Football pads will be cracking, and football will be played in less than 3 weeks.
Let me ask somebody saying, yeah, true story in Texas. It's more acceptable to be late, more excusable to be late if you bring tacos.
Yeah.
What, like, does it only tacos?
Well, no, breakfast donuts count.
Okay, because I could have been just. It could have taken me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see tacos. For me, it's kind of like, go get me a Coke. I want a root beer. Tacos is kind of like, yeah, you got to bring breakfast. I probably should have said bring breakfast.
Okay, so here's what I did. My first stop was a QT. I thought maybe they would have some breakfast tacos at a QT.
But the QT has a pretty good breakfast sandwich, though. That would have been acceptable.
I didn't know that.
I'm sorry. I generalized when I
looked around, and they had a lot of the they had taquitos on the rollers.
I don't like anything on a roller.
That was too scary for me. But I did, when I was looking around, I did see those breakfast sandwiches, and I saw donuts.
Respect. Now gas station donuts ain't real donuts.
Well, I think these come from a donut store.
Yeah, but I don't think they're by the time they end up at a gas station, I have never been happy with a gas station donut.
Okay.
I mean, there's something about them. I'm not mad at them, but I'd much rather, if it was me, I'd just find a donut shop. I'm not that. But if
the donut shops
if you
open
brought
at
those, I would not be mad.
4:30 in the morning?
No, that would have been fine. There's a little bit of penance to it. You know what I mean? It's not so much about the breakfast, though. We do all enjoy it.
I ended up going to Whataburger, and I mean, you basically explained to me like how these guys, they don't want you staying in the drive-through line for too long, so they made me go drive off to the side and wait.
God,
it'd take 10 minutes to make 4 breakfast taquitos. Like,
I had
to wait for the chicken to crap out an egg, or what are we doing?
We just turned the grill off.
Give me a break, Whataburger. They were good though.
Oh, they were. It was delicious. It was. You could tell it was made with love.
And well, it was made by a lady that appeared to be on methamphetamines.
Well,
she
even better. They should have been done faster. I'm not quite sure why it took so long.
Can I get 4 sausage and cheese taquitos? And then she said,
"How much with your friend?"
She said, "Would you like to add bacon to those?" And I was like, I feel like I would have said, I'll order the bacon taquitos if I wanted the bacon. I said, no, that's okay. And then she said, would you like cheese on them? And I was like, well, I said sausage and cheese. So yes, cheese and sausage are good on that.
Did she bring up bacon?
No, well,
again?
Not again.
How about bacon?
Not again.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and then I got to the window and she took my credit card and came back with a coffee for me, and then asked me for my credit card again. And I said, ma'am, you have it. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
One of those days.
You'd have thought that the 3:30 in the morning
that crew is not
staff would have been their A level stuff. Their crack top staff would have been Sunday morning.
No.
3 a.m. Their A-level guys would have been there.
And then she started making small talk with me while I'm waiting on my food. She's like, have you tried the new breakfast bowl? And I was like, nope. She's like, oh, you got to try it next time. Breakfast bowl. It's like the taco without a tortilla.
We just scrub everything from the grill into a bowl. Everything that's left over, we just kind of throw it in a bowl.
It's like breakfast in a bowl. I was like, oh, wow.
It's a big deal around the Whataburger. That's the topic of discussion.
It sounds awesome.
She tried to upsell you, though. She was trying to please her man.
I think so. Well, she should have pleased him by getting me out of the drive-through line in less than 20 minutes. All right. Let's hit a break and get back into the summer league. What we expect to see from the Spurs in these last 2 games, and maybe even more games, Rob, is, you know what? San Antonio, they may raise a summer league banner, a championship banner. We'll talk about it next. Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, it is the SEC's turn. They're going to do it in Texas, as it should be, with Texas and Oklahoma going in.
The latest from SEC Media Days, the Spurs over the weekend with their summer leaguers out in Vegas, and an update on Pledge and Miss Becky's weekend. The Blitz, Monday starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Granger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagel for my friends at Stevens Roofing, your local roofer. You know, summer is here, and that means long, hot days for everyone and everything, including your roof. Our hot Texas sun pounding down can degrade and age your roof. So for residential or commercial service, you need a reliable roofer you can trust and afford. That's Stevens Roofing. Online at stevensroofing.net or call them at 210-785-0994. That's 210-785-0994 for Stevens Roofing.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
It's Jason and Joe from the Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 22nd and 23rd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas. More details and discounted rooms available online at sasportstar.com.
It's time to roll out the red carpet for, well, new carpet. There's no better time than right now at the Home Depot, where the more you buy, the more you save. Save up to 10% on select special order carpet styles you love from brands you trust. And installation is included on qualifying purchases. Start your carpet project today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Offer valid July 11th through July 28th, 2024. Receive up to 10% off select special order carpet purchases. Minimum purchase required. Exclusions apply. For licenses, see homedepot.com/license numbers.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
My brother sent me a text during the break. I live in Flatonia. It's not Schulenburg. It's close. Same thing.
No, you got to claim Flatonia.
All those towns around
Claim
there.
that
It's all
area.
kind of the same.
Respect.
My bad. He must be on his way to work.
Well, it tells me you left the his truck tuned to our station.
I don't know if our station comes in at his house. I think he listens on the interwebs. I think he's an online listener.
We appreciate all of you.
Of course we
Wherever
do.
you might be.
Hey, when we bring callers on, do I push the button or do you?
You can go either way on this.
All right.
You can control yourself.
I told you guys we're going to start taking some calls. I'm going to try it. I'm going to take David. He wants to talk about the breakfast thing. What's up, David?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, sir.
Well, with your continuing education from Rob, I just wanted to back him up a little bit.
Thank
Number one, you do know his dad and him and his brother are Southside icons.
Orale,
That's
brother.
enough of that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Secondly, you got to understand Whataburger before you talk about Whataburger. Whataburger, the best thing about Whataburger is they make it to order. The worst thing about Whataburger is they make it to order.
Truth.
Just so you understand that.
I get it, but how long can it take to scramble a few eggs?
Well, depending on the meth-induced syndrome, you might be in the middle.
Come on. I get that with a burger, but scramble up some eggs, throw them in a tortilla. That's the easiest thing.
Yeah, you still don't get it. You'll get it
You think, right?
When you compare it. You still don't get it. But that's okay.
Appreciate you, David. Are you a West Campus type?
No, I'm not a West Campus type. I'm a little farther south. I'm an Indian type. But I also wanted to tell you, by the way, I'm on the way to Corpus this morning, and I'm going to come back through Cuero.
All right. Texas Monster Burger.
That's what I'm in, buddy. But on the way down, you're still coming in regular radio. I haven't had to switch. I just passed the turn off to the valley, so that's a good 64 miles.
Well, right on, man. Well, we appreciate you listening. Appreciate the call. And grab a Texas Monster Burger on your way.
And if
also made to order because it takes 45 minutes to get some chicken nuggets there.
Hey, David, be safe, man. Appreciate the call.
Brother, welcome to San Antonio.
Thank you, friend. One time, and trust me, I know Whataburger. I'm a Whataburger connoisseur. Back in the old days, me and my boys did a Whataburger challenge.
And what was that? Was it the table tents? Did you steal those?
No. We had to eat. This is back when they only had 4 of the all-time favorites. Like there was a core 4. It was patty melt, the barbecue chicken strip sandwich.
Which both legendary.
There was a Texas Chop House burger.
I remember that.
The I think it was maybe
A1 thick and hearty.
That's what it was. It was those 4 burgers. And you had to eat one of each. A large French fry, a large onion ring, and a large milkshake.
All in one, all of them?
You had all 4 burgers, all that stuff, and you had 1 hour.
Oh God, that's like losing my fantasy league.
Only 3 of us finished it. I was the fastest. I did it in under 20 minutes. But actually,
you ate 4.
Yeah,
Whataburgers.
Yeah.
Now, are we going regular size?
These are regular size.
Okay, but so the regular size fries. So basically,
no, large fries, large onion ring.
Oh, so you got large. So 4 of the burgers.
Yep.
4 large fries and 4 drinks.
No.
Oh,
1 large fry, 1 large onion ring,
and 4 burgers,
and
okay.
one large
That's
milkshake.
Still next to impossible, but I wouldn't even try. But that seems a little bit more doable than.
One of the guys who finished with like in 58 minutes or something like that is Alex Morano, who's a UFC fighter. But yeah,
Well, I can see why you were late for work, taking a crap for eating 4 burgers in 10 minutes.
I only eat once a day, Rob.
Like a lion.
Gotta get my calories in,
dude. I think there's a professional eating in your future.
There could have been.
I
There was a
quit
time.
your day job, but
There was a time.
There might be something that you could, how many poppers you think you can eat?
I don't know, but I ate 93 wings in 15 minutes and 30 seconds once.
Dude, we now have our representative to all these eating competitions.
I'm not what I used to be. I'm not in my prime anymore, Rob. I'm like Kobayashi now. I'm out to pasture.
Even emeritus, you come out.
My teeth are gonna be falling out.
Well, we'll just do soft foods.
Okay.
Mashed potatoes. How much? How many? 2-3 pounds of mashed potatoes?
How many blizzards can you eat
without the brain freeze? That's the key. That would kill me.
What do we got here? Is this Gilbert? Hello, Gilbert.
Hey, sir. How you doing?
Hey, doing well, man. What's up?
Nothing much. I got a question for you real quick.
All right.
Your distance as far as we can hear you, my truck driver. So when y'all first started, I told Joe and Jason, I can hear you about as far as going to Houston, as far as Schulenburg.
Yep.
I can catch you as far south as Cotulla.
Wow.
As I go 35, as far north as Austin, and as far west as Junction.
Good grief. You can catch us all the way to Junction. Now that's respect. We upgraded our tower about a year ago. We used to be angled a little bit differently, and we carried a little bit more toward the New Braunfels area. I mean, toward the eastern part of New Braunfels, and we kind of changed the direction of our thing. And it
totally
really,
legally, right?
Oh, well, as far as anybody knows, just don't stand too close to the transmitter.
That's right.
You end up
Unless you get the illegals coming out.
We'll worry about that when we have to. But yeah, our stick's gotten a lot bigger. We're proud of our big stick.
All right. Hey, quick question for you. One of you said your brother's a lawyer, right? Or your dad's a lawyer?
I come from a family of attorneys. I'm the white sheep of the family.
You're the white sheep.
Why, you need one?
Do you need one?
Yeah, because Circle K has a bunch of, I bought a couple bags of Circle K barbecue potato chips, and they have glass in them.
Wow, that's awful.
Yeah, that's what I said.
A lawyer for us.com.
I think that's worthy of several attorneys.
Good old Jason Thompson will take good care of you.
That sounds like a terrible occasion. I hope you didn't eat any.
I hate eating glass.
No, seriously. That sounds awful.
You sound good for a man who's eaten glass. So
Dude,
good on you.
No,
put that away, and might be some money in that for you.
But that stuck on them chips.
Might want to call Circle K and let them know.
Yeah.
Let them know they got glass in their bags.
They don't do anything about it.
Oh, that's
bastards.
They're kind of like Whataburger when they sold them. This is also sold them to What a Chick.
Oh, the Wada chicken?
You know.
Thanks for the call, brother. Yeah.
Look out, just for those that might want to
barbecue
pay close
chips
attention. And let Circle K know.
They should know.
You should probably, that'd be your first call. Look, I'm finding glass in your chips, if that's allegedly true.
Look at that, man. We're taking calls now.
I know. It's interesting. You never know.
We're maturing really know. As a station.
And if you're curious, 656-3776, dial it.
I want to be involved with our audience. And the truth is, sometimes it's hard for me to keep up with the Brigade Bar when the show is happening. Because I know you guys have like a conversation. And that's the other thing. People are like, oh, these guys, they don't talk to us. I'd love to talk to you, but I just don't see it when the show's happening. So I see it during the breaks. And then it's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep with the pace of the conversation. I'm working on it. But if you got something good to say, just call in, hang out with us.
Snowflake Donuts. Wonder where that is.
I think there's Snowflake Donuts in damn near every town in the world.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
I was today years old. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, because I feel like everywhere I've gone, there's been a Snowflake's Donuts.
Well, sounds like a worthy pursuit.
Well, it's like a donut.
Next time
place.
you're late.
It's a donut place.
Next time you're late.
If they're open early, then that'll work.
Time to make the donuts. I was told that donut people especially like us.
They like us?
Well, they are like us in that we set the alarm. Unfortunately, we all go to work at the same time, so their donuts are ready probably about the moment we start talking.
Yeah. And I was like, when I was driving in, I was like, I wonder if there's a taco place on the way. And the problem is the route that I drive through, like as you call it, the zombie, you have to drive through the zombie land.
Yeah, we don't want to stop.
I didn't want to stop there and but I don't know where else to go. So I ended up.
There's a couple places on Austin Highway, but unfortunately they open the moment we go on air.
Oh, that's too late.
I know.
Somebody should build a taco shop real close to our studio.
Maybe in.
One of us is late almost every day. It's usually Edwin.
We'll just have to get a hot plate. You can just cook them.
Oh, that'd be good. I mean,
no, maybe not.
Maybe not.
No, I don't think I want.
You might be right.
Prepared around here.
Summer League is underway. Spurs 2-0, baby. Some would call that undefeated. Some would call it unbeatable, unstoppable.
A banner in our future?
I think there might be. Would the Spurs wouldn't raise a Summer League banner, would they?
We have won it one time.
Oh, really?
And I don't think there was much fanfare other than the celebration that followed for Becky and the team itself. We had a kid that made the roster because of that Summer League. Jonathan Simmons, he was a G League buy-in for your tryout, ended up making the roster. So it was a good year, and it showed that you can mine some talent out of the G League.
What we saw out of Steph Castle in the first game, not the most efficient shooting night, but again, felt like he was in charge of the offense. I would say had some turnover issues, but everyone had turnover issues for the Spurs. Sissoko was turning it over. Harrison Ingram was turning it over. Ward was turning it. All these guys were turning the ball over. But felt good to see him in charge of things. I like what I saw out of him in that one game. I am again in that first game. Bouye wasn't nearly as efficient as he was in the second game against Atlanta. He looked a lot better. I've really liked what I've seen out of Mensah. I think you've got a few players on this team that are going to make an impact. Now they might be 11th man on the Spurs type of impact, but I think that you're going to see some of these guys on the roster because
on some nights,
because we've talked about the timeline of things. And right now is the time to carry a few of these guys who are lottery tickets, right?
Yeah. Bouye is going to, if he wants to be a Spur, now he'll probably spend some time in Austin as well. I don't think that as we sit, there's still some whittling to do. I think we have one more guy than we need already. But there's a couple guys that you can see at training camp for sure. And Bouye, that I think of all the guys we've seen, has the most potential to actually be a Spur. It's a position of need. He has certainly shown well, so he's certainly made a play to, if it's not the Spurs, somebody else. He's going to stick on somebody's roster. He does have control of pace, and for me, that's the most important thing a guard can have, is knowing the flow of your team and the game. Castle showed it from the moment he set foot on the court. He understands it and controls it. And Bouye, much quicker pace. Dude's a hiccup, but I like him. I think that guy, and Mensah is the other one that I do think will be in camp. And if he wants to, will easily be an Austin Spur, at least so far.
A couple West Coast guys. Jamari Bouye played at San Francisco, and Mensah obviously with San Diego State.
He's got everything San Diego State preaches. It's him.
Yeah, plays defense again. 90% of the points he scores is going to be on putbacks. Like you're not running offense through the guy, but he did the dirt. And you know what? He just missed out on an Angel Reese double last night. Had 10 points, 9 rebounds. So close.
But he can dribble.
Yeah, well, he doesn't travel every time he touches the ball.
Dribble.
But again, doesn't do much of it.
It's
just get the ball, put it up.
With those kind of stats, though, is he thrives in exhibition basketball. Garbage men look good in these kind of games because he's got a built-in. He's always playing at a 10. I mean, he's 100% all the time, and those guys just look really good in Vegas. Can he do it under controlled environs is going to be the key to his success.
Another reason why guys like him look really good is because he is a good rebounder. And guys in the summer league just chuck. It's like, there's so many ill-advised 3-pointers taken in summer league that would never get taken in a regular game, but they're just like, oh, whatever. I gotta show that I can do something. So I'm just going to chuck it up there. And that means there's a lot of long rebounds, and Mintz is a good rebounder.
Guys like that. There's one on every team right now. Every NBA fan base has a guy like Mensah that's playing for them. It's like, this is a diamond in the rough. He's grabbing 9-10 rebounds a game. Well, that's how he got there. Can he do other things to make a team?
But the key. He's what I talked about, before the draft, saying just a guy who doesn't care if he scores. Like this is it. It's his only job is to just go and do all the crap that nobody else wants to do that isn't glamorous. No one's going to be wearing Mensah jerseys, even if he does make the team. But you need guys like that on your roster. And when you got those dudes, you appreciate those. And, you probably appreciate yours more than you appreciate, the next one.
Yes, absolutely. No doubt.
I'm sure the Spurs have had those guys before that are like,
there's one every year.
Nobody else thinks they're worth a damn, but they're your guy or your garbage man.
Most recent would be the kid that went to high school here in San Antonio, Charles Bassey. He kind of won us over. A G League type, I find. Got a roster spot, got a contract, and unfortunately it got bought out.
Now he and Mensah may be fighting for a spot this year.
I think he will be, along with Mensah. It'll be him and Champagne and maybe Barlow if he's still around somewhere.
Oh, well, I think you may forget Champagne is a starter on the Spurs. He's starting 5, so
it means hope springs eternal.
That's right.
We're going to get better no matter what.
Yeah, don't you worry. You're going to see plenty of him.
Hey, did you hear Pop on? I think that they had to make him We need to play the sound for everybody if you didn't hear the pop at halftime. Do we have time now? No, I wouldn't. I didn't want to do it now, but I do think it's worthy of at some point listening to him because
we can do it on the other side.
He was feeling pretty good about himself. I mean, it was a good time to interview Pop. I think they have to if they're in the building. As a coach,
they have to talk
because I've seen JJ Redick. I don't think he wanted to be interviewed, and I saw Ime Udoka sit down and talk. I've seen every coach that I think in the building. NBA is like, if you're at the games, you're going to have to sit and talk with Doris. It's a rule.
They got to get Doris practice. That's what she's there for. She's much like the summer league guys. She's there for reps. She's trying to make a roster next year.
Her and Mark Jones, they just kind of hold court all day long, and Pop sat in with him yesterday. They said some good stuff. I mean, he's got to be in a good mood from what he saw.
Yeah, I mean, certainly better than he was a year ago is all I can think. Or 2 years. Certainly more than 2 years ago. My God, he was
2 years ago. He was dealing with a player who kept flashing his junk.
He's probably
hanging brain.
He's probably ready to quit 2 years ago, and then he's like, "Oh, okay, now I got something to look forward to a little bit." But it is. I mean, it's kind of cool seeing other guys coach this team too, and seeing what they got, what he's got around him.
Going into a game and going man on man. I know it's summer league, but it's been a couple years since you went in and go. You know what? I think we should win this game. Let's go win this.
Yeah,
let's not strategize and figure out how we can angle our way into something better. Go win the game. It's nice.
They beat the Chinese national team too,
which was a little touch and go there.
That means 3 straight wins, Rob.
Well, we own the Chinese national team, that's for sure. And Atlanta, Ricochet. Nope.
That's called a winning streak.
Portland, where's Scoot, by the way? Bring Scoot out.
They don't want none.
They didn't want none of that. They didn't want none of Scoot on Castle.
They don't want their guy getting embarrassed by Spurs guy.
We did.
Scoot, they'd probably send him back to the G League Ignite.
We talked about it earlier. It's been a minute since we've had the best dude there. And Castle can argue that he's the best dude there.
Yeah. And that's listen, and you can probably make an argument for a couple guys any given night. I wasn't sure who was going to be better between him and how Donovan Clingan looked.
Look good?
Well, I don't know about good.
Well, I mean, for what
he looked good on the boards, he didn't look good when he had the ball in his hands.
He's a little stiff. He's young, but he looked for what he held his ground, man. And that's what I'm looking for from a big kid like that. Hold your ground.
On one side of the ball, he looked really good.
Yeah.
5 block shots. That was a good day for him.
Hold ground.
But yeah, I think that we're going to compete. We're going to see the Spurs compete, and that's
pleasure.
It's nice to see. All right. When we come back, we'll get some sound from Pop. Because Rob's requested it, and I think
people will be happy.
I always do what Rob says. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. KTFM Floresville.
Attention, if you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance. And you better watch out, because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They are experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and will fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, it's Jason Minix, fellas. Do you take better care of your yard than your health? Well, as we age, we can lose our energy, motivation, and gain weight, all potential symptoms of low T. At Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss, their healthcare experts specialize in testosterone treatment, and they make it quick and easy. You'll get your results back at your first visit. You can also be evaluated for treatment with prescription weight loss medication. Book your appointment now. Go to fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, the Las Vegas Summer League continues. The San Antonio Spurs went 2-0 and 1-1 over the weekend with an 83-77 win over the Portland Trail Blazers, with Stephon Castle scored 22, although he's been shut down for the rest of the Summer League with a bad wrist. In Major League Baseball, the Texas Rangers took the rubber game in Houston as they beat the Astros 4-2 in the finale. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I like seeing these things on ESPN now. Training camp opens in 2 days.
I'm telling you, baby, I can feel it. Football season starts Monday.
Houston
Monday,
Texans getting to work.
Monday.
CJ Stroud. Boy, I think CJ Stroud is going to take a step back this year.
Well,
I think CJ Stroud
how
might
do you
be good.
define a step back?
I think he will be less than he was last season.
Well, I think the team will be less.
I agree with that too.
But I'm not sure he will be less.
I think he will be.
I mean, like less yards, more interceptions.
I think
probably.
in general he'll have a little bit of a down season, and it's not a narrative on what he is. Just usually quarterbacks go one of two ways. They either have a down rookie year and they improve year two, or they're really good year one and decline year two because the league adjusts to them. Usually it's either the league adjusts to the good quarterbacks or the lesser quarterbacks as rookies adjust to the league a little bit.
Because they're going to be playing a harder schedule. But I think that he's going to be a fine quarterback.
I think he'll be fine too. I just think the question on SportsCenter or Get Up just now is CJ Stroud a top 5 quarterback already? No. Stop it.
To him.
There's no point.
But top 10, I don't think I would argue that.
He's going to throw more than 5 picks.
Oh, yeah. If he throws less than that, I have a problem with their offense. Like, dude, you know what I mean? You send it downfield. You got an arm.
But I do think he's very good. I just think that it's it feels like there's a lot of A lot of pressure on that dude.
It will be. It's not going to be. Texan fans in for a ride because, it's a Buck and Broncos. Some days you're going to stay on it. Some days he's going to get thrown, and it's not going to be pretty.
And we're less than 2 weeks now from a roadie.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready for football. There's a sign to the season, the All-Star game, the Vegas basketball week, and then football. And we're here. All-Star game today and tomorrow.
2 weeks from today.
We are in Oxnard. There will be pads. There will be football played. All is finally here.
Oh, boy. It's going to be so early in the morning when we start our show.
Same time, just different clock.
Okay. That's how you look at it.
Don't get depressed because those 1 a.m., 2 a.m. wake-ups are brutal. Don't even think about it. It's just same time, just different clock.
I hope our Airbnb is good for napping.
It will be.
Because I might have to pull some all-nighters. We might be out there chugging margaritas. And,
we'll see.
Wake up straight to the show, baby. Let's go, Rob. Let's go. And we'll stumble in. We'll do the show, and then we'll just nap for the whole day and get up again the next night and start all over.
Yeah. It's fun. No, it's fun. It's a blast. It's one
what's the big night
well, there's a schedule.
Jerry.
Oh, by the way, there is a bit of a schedule. So normally we land on Sunday, and we head up to Ventura, and we eat at a place called Eric Erickson's.
Okay.
Which is out on a pier, like about 200 yards over the crashing ocean there in Ventura. And then Monday we're normally wiped, so it's pretty easy night. Tuesday night we hit it. Wednesday night we go to Nobu. Thursday normally we head up the coast, find some fish tacos someplace. Maybe go headed to Malibu again. And then Friday we're normally in LA. This year we'll be in Ventura, so probably hang around and head into Ventura County. Head a little further northern up the coast. Eat great food. It's a good time.
All right.
And lots and lots of football for you. Football types that are ready to digest 24 hours of Dallas Cowboy coverage, because we'll have them all. We'll have the coach. We'll have Jerry and Steven. We'll talk with Dak. We'll talk with all the pertinents the entire time we're there.
There's a brewery there in Oxnard called Casa Gria.
I don't believe we've been there.
Well, I got to add my flavor to the team.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm down. We need a little bit of change in latitudes. So I'm in.
But I can already see I can see like Reinagel and Minix being like, I don't like these fancy beers.
I've only lost one vehicle in Vegas. Only one. We eventually found it.
You lost a vehicle?
We lost a vehicle.
In Vegas or in Vegas? Oxnard?
In Vegas.
Oh.
At the Super Bowl. Just couldn't find it. Hours on end.
Oh, boy.
Searching.
Well, no. Somebody's got to be responsible.
It was me.
Oh. Well, that's not good.
Yeah, but I've only lost one.
Well, okay. Well, your son will be with us, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be here.
He sounds like the designated driving type.
He will be. He's not going to be happy.
That sounds like delivery. Hey, I got a job for you, bub.
There's certain parts of this really fun-looking job that I don't think he's prepared for, and I'm not going to tell him about it.
Yeah, he'll find out when he gets there.
But the Uber service required at 2 a.m.
That's right. He's going to be salty about that. Greg Popovich, not salty, but he had a couple things to say. Let's start with his impressions on our guy, on Steph Castle. Here's what old Coach Pop had to say about it.
I love his seriousness for such a young kid. I love his pace. You see his expression never changes. And he doesn't go too fast. He doesn't go too slow. He reads the situations. And the more minutes he gets, the better he's going to be. And he seeks contact. He's an excellent defender, and he makes wonderful decisions. So he's going to be a quick study, I think, and get to play on the court pretty quickly.
High praise. Let me tell you. High praise. Pop's normally doesn't flow with that kind of specific praise. I mean, it wasn't like, great basketball player, we're happy to have him. He defined what he was looking at, and he's everything that they drafted. It's exactly what they drafted.
And here's what he had to say about he's talking about the young dog right there, the pup. Talked about the addition of a couple old dogs in Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes as well.
Having he and Harrison come into the fold at this stage in their careers is really wonderful for the youth that we have. Because, I can say things 54 times over and over again, over and over. When a player that you respect says the same stuff that we're saying, to a player, sometimes that's a lot more valuable.
Yeah.
And so having them around is going to be super.
Defined exactly what we wanted to get.
That's what we said. That's what their job is. It's not just playing on the court. It's like mentoring guys. It's showing guys how to win. It's showing guys how to be professionals. It's there's a lot more to it than just, hey, come out here and play your 20 minutes. I think there's a real mentorship value that those two guys have that is something the Spurs desperately needed. We talked a lot about needing an adult in the room at some point. And Chris Paul's like the consummate of that, I think. And Harrison Barnes, I think, great addition as well for that role.
He's in a particularly good mood. I think he's headed on vacation anyway. He told Doris they're headed to Turkey.
Turkey?
I think that's what he said. Headed to Turkey for their annual vacay. Another reason why I don't foresee a playoff run, a tournament championship run.
Hey, I'm going to need you to
we
not
got some
win
vacations scheduled coming up on Sunday departure, so plan appropriately, rookies.
The whole team goes to Turkey?
No, Pop's going.
Oh, I don't want to go to Turkey. You go there?
Well, I've been once for work, but
I'm out.
It was a military insulic.
That's the kind of place I say, that's not for me.
No, Turkey wasn't bad.
I'm very particular about where I'll go outside of the United States.
Yeah, I'm looking at the scroll here. Alonzo, watching Buzella's ball yesterday. Don't feel bad. I'm not. It would have been nice. It would have been nice, but the return for that trade. Wait to judge passing on Buzella's and making that move at 8 by what occurs later. This is a deal that is not in.
Yeah,
not
you won't know for a while.
But I have a feeling it's going to play into something significantly better than Buzella's would ever have been with the Spurs.
And that's the hope. But you're right. He's one of the guys that we didn't mention. He looked good too.
Yeah, he's solid 6'10" dude who can shoot, man. There's a premium on those guys, and he's got it. Now, there's some other stuff he's going to have to work on. There's a reason why they didn't go all in on him. But because I felt like he was born to be a Pop coach Spur. But obviously other plans in the works. That Dillingham deal looked worse where's he at? Minnesota?
Yeah.
For the first game. Second game, he showed up. So they gave up a fair amount for it, but it looks like he's going to be what they want.
We've seen 2 summer league games with most of these guys. We don't know what any of these guys really are. We won't know the only guy we know about right now is Deron Hunter, and we know
I will say there's one other star floating around out there.
Okay.
The one guy that is not going to get the pub, and kind of snuck out last year. So this is his second camp. Nick Smith Jr. Just follow that name, man. He is a bucket, and the way he played with Charlotte, that kid's got star on him. He got hurt at Arkansas. He was the number 1 player in the country coming out of high school. We talk about that kind of lineage. What I saw him do over the weekend, he's got he's kind of marooned up there, but straight up star. Looks like he's all-star potential.
I want to know who the guy was that was in all the highlights dunking for the Rockets.
Number 7?
Number 7. Who was that doing all that? They had of the top 10 plays on SportsCenter this morning, 3 of them were Rockets dunks. One of them was a white boy. and it wasn't Reed Shepherd. I don't know who it was. And the other 2 came from the same kid, number whoever was wearing number 7. But he looked like he was some fun. Rockets look like they got some decent stuff going.
The Reed Shepherd pick, the Spurs
never had a
chance.
Oh, I'm jealous of that. Oh, was it Cam Whitmore?
Oh, that would make sense. It might have been Cam. That makes sense. He's got bounce. Yes, that was it made Jalen Green suddenly expendable. I think they found something in Reed. That guy looks like as prepared as anybody to go ahead and start the season. And you discount what Calipari does. Calipari makes pro basketball players.
Yes.
That doesn't mean they're going to be extraordinarily college basketball players. That just means they're going to be NBA players. And it's such a different game that you have to subjugate, you have to change, or you just become an NBA player and you don't necessarily show it in college. You just show that you've got everything possible. But what we look at all these Kentucky kids, they get into an NBA flow and all of them can play. All of them.
Jeez, I'm looking at the stat lines from the Rockets yesterday. Reed Shepherd, 22 points, 6 boards, 7 assists, 5 steals. Cam Whitmore, 25 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals.
Did you see Champagne rip it up for Washington?
No.
Yeah.
Both
Spurs, 19.7 rebounds.
Both those guys, 60% from the field too.
Yeah, the Rockets look good. That team just got better. They've added some stability with some vets last year. I think there's a little bit of the wild, youthful exuberance is going to be kind of shaved down. Rockets are going to be a team to be reckoned with. They're going to be a tough one. Sanguine stays healthy.
Maybe got something there.
Not maybe. They do.
Yeah. Well, I think, and I said that what the Rockets did last year, if the Spurs can make that kind of a jump, it'd be big.
Right.
And it was
exactly what they did. Almost to the playoffs. Almost. Real close. Collapse at the end.
And what the Rockets did is they went from being dreadful on defense to above average on defense, and it made them instant competitors. I think the Spurs are building towards that, and they're still a well below average defensive team, but I think some of the additions they've made are going to help. If Wemby keeps getting better, that's going to help.
Well, he alone makes this team upper half.
He keeps your floor pretty high for what you are defensively. So if they can make that kind of, and I think for the most part, the Rockets jump was also, they got a lot better at head coach. And
even Ime seemed happy over the weekend.
Yeah,
that's hard to come by.
So I think when you factor in the new coach, they've added some nice talent. Sengun is like, I think he's the real deal, even though people are talking about him being traded. I don't know where that's coming from. But yeah, Rockets seem like they're on a good path too. But I don't know. I like right now the long term of the Spurs. When you've got a guy like Wemby, it's hard to want to take damn near anybody's future over what they've got.
I will say this: watching the guys that got drafted ahead of us, O'Shea's a long way away. And Alex Sarr is also a long way away.
Well, Alex Sarr is like I think he's ready built on one side of the court right now, but the other side is.
And that's not going to get you on the court. I mean, and Rishon Shea's, both those guys are a long way away.
I don't see it with him. Maybe he's, the long-term potential. That guy's 19.
He's got a smooth jumper, but everything else is so far away from being even remotely NBA ready.
Yeah. All right, let's hit a break. The list came out today of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, according to NFL execs. Let's see how much of this you agree with, how much you disagree with. We'll do that next. Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, it is the SEC's turn. They're going to do it in Texas, as it should be, with Texas and Oklahoma going in.
The latest from SEC Media Days. The Spurs over the weekend with their summer leaguers out in Vegas, and an update on Pledge and Miss Becky's weekend. The Blitz, Monday starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What is GMTVCC? That's a mouthful, but translation for GMTVCC.com is Give Me the VIN Classic and Collector Cars. It's a brand new buying division of Give Me the VIN, but it's for classic and collector cars. Experienced pro buyers will appraise an offer on your 1970 Hemi Cuda or 1988 Fox Body Mustang or your granddad's old 1985 square body Chevy truck. GMTVCC.com is where you go to get real money for classic and collector cars to get paid now. That's GMTVCC.com, brought to you by Give Me the VIN.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
They say health is wealth, and I could not agree more. That's why if you or somebody in your life is living with everyday aches and pains, I want to tell you about Relief Factor. And I'm telling you, I can feel the difference. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that helps fight pain naturally. Naturally. Now that's a big deal. Developed by doctors. Relief Factor's unique formula of ingredients all work together to help support your body's response to inflammation. Instead of masking pain for a couple of hours, Relief Factor actually helps reduce or even eliminate your pain for good. Whether it's neck, back, joint, or muscle pain, if you're looking to feel better, live better, give Relief Factor a try. In 3 weeks, you will know if it's working because you'll feel it. For instance, I was sent Relief Factor to try, and I've been taking it every single day. I'll tell you what, I feel the difference every day. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Save on your first order. Don't let pain tell you how to live. Fight back naturally with Relief Factor. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
You're not going to want to miss this. Diamonds Direct summer sale starts next weekend. For 3 days only, next Friday through Sunday, get 20% off rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. And designers are flying in from New York and LA to showcase their latest trends. That's 20% off, plus $100 off with an appointment and designer trunk shows. Tons of engagement rings on sale too. 20% off starts next Friday. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime! Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ and Rob on a Monday. We're at least past the halfway point of Monday. That's
almost.
I mean, we're past. You guys are probably just getting started at work. That sucks for you guys. Oof.
Well, I don't know how they look at us.
They're like,
probably going, sucks for you.
Yeah, it sucks for you. You had to be driving in at 4 in the morning.
They were just going to bed when we got up.
That's true. I don't know.
We're like the Marines, man.
We just get the curse and the gift. We get the curse early, and then we're gifted. Jeremy Fowler's top 10 survey quarterback list came out today.
I like it.
I think there's I don't know who I'd argue for. Who's the big snub? So here's the list. Patrick Mahomes, number 1. I don't think there's much argument there. Joe Burrow, 2. Josh Allen, 3. Lamar Jackson, 4. Matt Stafford, 5. That might be high.
Well, he's surrounded. You know what you're getting. So I kind of get it.
Yeah.
I don't think, I mean, they're not going to be very far off with that.
And he's one of those ones, if he stays healthy. Yeah, you're probably right. Justin Herbert, 6. CJ Stroud, 7. Aaron Rodgers, 8. Jared Goff, 9. Dak Prescott, 10. Is there an argument for a guy who should be on the list that isn't? And if so, who should be bumped off the list, Rob? The guy that jumps out that's not listed in the top 10, who a year ago would have been listed on everybody's top 10, is Jalen Hurts. So what did Jalen Hurts last season? Did it go so poorly that he's no longer a top 10 quarterback?
There's a couple guys there. And I don't know, because CJ Stroud, what has he really done?
Had a good rookie year.
Justin Herbert, what has he really done? I mean, you can apply the Wemby principle. If you're that good, if you're a top 10 quarterback, why are you not in the playoffs? Why are they continuing to rotate personnel, coaches, assistants around you if you're that good?
It's a good question. And he may end up being a massive pile of empty stats, but right now, statistically, he is the greatest quarterback in history through 3 years. So it's like everything except wins. So you see the tools are there, and it's like, well, someday he's got to start winning games. And that is certainly the biggest knock on him. But here's my question. Where's Brock Purdy on this list? Because Brock Purdy is not going to be statistically the greatest quarterback of all time, but he sure seems to be good at winning football games. So what matters? I think the other guys you can make a debate for, Jordan Love looks like he's coming on, and Tua has had some nice numbers and had some nice team success. So I think the thing the guy that bothers me the most being on this list is Aaron Rodgers, because it's now been not last season and not the season before. So it's been like 2021 was the last time Aaron Rodgers was a top 10 quarterback.
Well,
and he's
are you
coming
going to count last year? I mean, does that?
Well,
I mean,
no,
we don't.
But what I am going to count is that he's a 40-year-old quarterback coming off a major surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I usually don't expect 40-year-old quarterbacks coming off a major surgery to be better than they were the year before that major surgery.
I agree. I'm not quibbling, and
he was not good the last time he played. His last year in Green Bay, he was not a good quarterback. He was a well below average NFL quarterback that year. And then he had an Achilles injury. That doesn't tell me, oh, he's going to make a big jump this year, be right back in the top 10. I don't see it, man. In fact, I think the Jets are in a situation. And listen, the Denver Broncos won a Super Bowl with the ghost of Peyton Manning on a really good roster otherwise. The Jets roster is so good. If Aaron Rodgers is average, the Jets are contenders.
He's got guys to throw to, and I can't get past that. If he can just stay upright, I feel like he'll have more than just above average. I think he's still capable of throwing darts. Now, I don't think he can get away much, and I still think there's that. But I'm trying to come up with the best term, but I think he's coming this year in particular. There's a little bit of FU mentality, like he will do. That's just Aaron, that he'll do more to be great just because of the situation he finds himself in, instead of if he was comfortable and happy in Green Bay. Like, the more adversity he faces, the tougher he gets, just because that's him.
The reason I don't buy into Aaron Rodgers playing into his 40s, like, first of all, no quarterbacks in history that aren't named Tom Brady have been even average players at this age.
Mm-hmm.
There's one person who's ever done it, and it was Tom Brady. Tom Brady cares about football more than anything in the world. Tom Brady gave up his family because he cared about football so much. I think Aaron Rodgers has about 30 things he cares about more than football. But football pays the bills and lets him go on ayahuasca retreats to the Brazilian jungles or the Peruvian villages, whatever he's doing. I think if you aren't fully 100% committed to football, it's really hard to keep playing at the level that people are expecting Aaron Rodgers to play at. And I don't think he's committed to football the way that a guy like Tom Brady was.
Right.
And again, Tom Brady's one of one. So until someone else does it, I'm going to say, like, you can't say, well, Tom Brady did it, why can't Aaron Rodgers? Because in the history of football, Tom Brady's the only one who did it.
But you're saying there's a chance.
I'm saying I don't think there's a chance.
Well, what I'm getting at is it had never been done before, but now it has.
I know.
And like the 4-minute mile and all kinds of other stuff. Once it's done once, then everybody goes, well, okay, what's next? And now that becomes not de rigueur. But I do think that this is the end result of 20 years of physical stuff that we've improved on, that now we're just athletes if they choose to, especially quarterbacks. If they want to keep playing, they pretty much can, especially if they get the Tom Brady, if you're within a whisper, we're going to blow the whistle kind of treatment.
When's the next time somebody's going to score 100 points in an NBA game?
Never going to happen.
What's already been done? 4-minute mile.
Well, yeah, that's happened, and it's.
But I mean, when somebody's got, I mean, it's been done, so it's got to be done again, right? You're saying there's a chance.
Well, yeah, there's a chance, but it's happened. But that's not rules. That's just there's an 8-foot guy playing against plumbers back in the 50s.
That's all I'm saying is like there's an anomaly that was happening.
But I
Tom
think
Brady's a
we will
freaking anomaly.
I think we will see it again because you didn't have to be that physically gifted. They changed the rules. And no, 10 years ago, there's no way a guy plays that long. But now there's the in the grasp rule, and the if you're even touching a quarterback, you're allowed. They blow the whistle to save and protect the QB. They didn't do that 10 years ago. Now they do. I mean, things kind of change and allow it to happen.
Now Aaron Rodgers just falls down and grabs his Achilles without anybody even touching him.
So don't be surprised to get a lot of those Tom Brady, he's getting close kind of whistles just to keep Rodgers upright so he's playing next Sunday. There's more to it than just him.
So if you had to knock someone off this list, it sounds like you're keeping Aaron Rodgers on.
I would, but it would be between Aaron and CJ.
Okay. For me, it's Aaron Rodgers to be the first to go. I think Jared Goff would be the second to go. I know I'm a hater. I don't really know what it is about Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like he's so limited physically. Like, I don't know. There's something to when you watch Justin Herbert, you go, whew, I see why that guy's good at football. Right. Josh Allen, the same way. You're like, wow, I really like humans shouldn't be able to do the things that he does. And then there's other guys who are not as blessed physically. I think Joe Burrow falls into that. Joe Burrow's just like a dude who goes out and wins football games. And it's like, I keep expecting him not to be as good as he is, but he is. Like, that's how good Joe Burrow's that good.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Goff is kind of like poor man's Joe Burrow. Like, I keep expecting him not to be good, but he keeps showing up and putting up numbers. So maybe I'm just not bought into him, but I'm not.
Yeah, I know exactly where you sit. And I think the whole world's like that. It's time to do something.
I mean, there's a reason why the Lions sent Jared Goff with a first-round pick tied to him the year after they went to the Super Bowl. They said, man, we would have won the Super Bowl if we would have had a decent quarterback. They ship him out with a first-round pick, and then what happens? They win the Super Bowl. To me, it's hard. I know Jared Goff is now in a very friendly offense, quarterback friendly offense.
Built for him.
I mean, it's nice, but you know what? It's kind of like Tua for me. I think that there are a lot of guys who could do what he does in that offense. And I get that Tua's got certain tools that make him particularly good for Mike McDaniel's offense. I'm sure Jared Goff has certain tools that Dan Campbell loves, but I feel like a lot of guys could do what they do because of the weapons around them, the offensive system around them. So Jared Goff's a guy that I'd have questions about. But ironically, I started this out talking about Jalen Hurts and him being off the list and how that's kind of weird. I don't think Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback.
He was. I mean, he won't be again.
For like a year, maybe 2 years.
I think that he's also a product of an offensive line that was destroyed. I think he was a product of a much more difficult schedule, their target now. I don't think he's a lesser quarterback, but I just don't think he's ever going to provide you with the kind of numbers required to be in that top 10 list. That's just not the offense he's going to be running. He's going to throw some deep balls for sure. But for the most part, this is a ball control, throw deep when appropriate kind of football team. And he's not going to rack up those kind of numbers.
Is it also possible that, I just talked about Jared Goff and Tua because of their coordinators, because of their play callers. It's like, I think a lot of guys could do that. Is it possible that Jalen Hurts was a product of Shane Steichen?
Well, there's no doubt he's a product.
And now that Steichen is gone, now that they're separated, he's just kind of a guy. And sometimes you see when a player and a coach split, it's usually when you can tell who was running the ship there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always interested in which guy has more success after the breakup. And Josh Allen and Brian Daboll was a good one, obviously one that I was interested in knowing. And I'm pretty sure that Josh Allen is good. Josh Allen made Brian Daboll look better than Brian Daboll is. And I'm not saying Brian Daboll is not a good coach, but I'm just saying Josh Allen he's the kind of player who can make you look better than you are. I think Shane Steichen kind of made Jalen Hurts look like a better player than he is.
Well, he's got a unique skill set. And I think that when there's not a lot of film on what you're trying to do for about a year and a half, you have a slight advantage. And I think that after a minute or two, we know on 3rd and short, you're probably going to run that little quarterback option play to the right at the end, right at the edge rusher to make him decide you're going to run the ball and pick up those 3 yards. We know if it's 4th and 1, you're going for it. You guys can't be stopped. So there's some things that you start to expect from him that take away from the numbers, but I'm not going to take away from his quality, man. I think he's a really, really good quarterback that's just not going to exhibit the kind of numbers that get you put on a list like this.
Maybe you're right. I think he's much like Brock Purdy. Team success made us hype him up maybe more than he should have been.
Well, there's always that. I'm not going to take away from that either. I think he was on too big of a platform, too high of a level. They gave him too much credit.
Now that he's not having these incredible, this incredible team success, it's like, okay, maybe he was good, not special. B. Hannon says Warren Moon made the Pro Bowl at 41. That's one of the better 40-plus-year-old seasons, but I got news for you. Making the Pro Bowl means absolutely nothing. I mean, Rob made the Pro Bowl last year.
Well, I mean, at least I think at the very least it showed that he was still playing quality football. Okay. Now, if it was playoff level and Super Bowl level, that's the other thing. But I think Warren did play quality football late. Now, it was over pretty quick after that.
Yeah. Well, and it was also, there was a couple of years before that where it wasn't real good either. The year in Minnesota, or I guess it was one of the years in Minnesota, was just a disaster. But no, Warren Moon had a good season at 41, but nowhere near like what Tom Brady was doing. But yeah, I think Warren Moon is I think one of 3 seasons where it's even like respectable numbers. Like you could even be a replacement level player in the NFL that weren't Tom Brady. If Aaron Rodgers is a replacement level player, I think the Jets are really good this year.
I'll tell you,
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to play 10 games this year.
When it's so hard to find good quarterbacks. I mean, we talk about it daily. It's incumbent on the league to at least, the rules, at least as we sit in August, make some sense. Where you go, do everything you can to keep Aaron Rodgers upright. Make the rules such that if you've got a good quarterback, wrap them in bubble wrap and protect them until they literally can't walk out on the field. Because look at what we got. Aaron Rodgers coming. Kirk Cousins was traded for with a blown out Achilles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so hard to find these guys that maybe we're going to see a precedent where teams are the rules are set up to where quarterbacks can play a little bit longer, just because the difficulty in finding the replacement is just about 1 in 100.
Yeah, no, it is certainly it's not easy. And I know that if the NFL had their druthers, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets would be a playoff type team.
Wouldn't it ever?
But I still think there's this level of hype with the Jets coming into this season that is unjustified based on the history of the New York Jets. The Jets haven't. The Jets have been to the playoffs 0 times in the last 15 years. And we're like, oh yeah, they're going to win 11 games this year. The Vegas number on them is 10.5. They haven't won 11 games since 2010.
Butt fumble, baby.
And we're just like, oh yeah. No worries. They've this is the year they're gonna take that jump. All right, I'm not buying into it. When we come back, I want to look at we've reached the All-Star break officially now. We'll take a look at some of the standings, some of the races, and we'll take a look at some of the mid-season awards winners. I might have been really wrong about one award that I said this is the worst bet you can make. Preseason, I said this is a terrible bet. Now it looks like it might have been pretty wise. It's Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1.
Jason Minix here. Guys, did you know testosterone levels start to decline in our 30s? If you're feeling a lack of energy and drive, it could be low T. Well, I learned the answer is simple. Get your levels checked at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Don't put it off. They make it so easy. At Synergenics, you'll get customized care from medical providers who specialize in testosterone treatment. You can also be evaluated for treatment with prescription weight loss medication. Book your appointment online at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
I juggle a lot. And managing constipation with belly pain from my irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, with laxatives and fiber isn't enough. My doctor recommended a way to get ahead of it. Then I said yes to Linzess.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
It's Jason and Joe from the Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 22nd and 23rd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas. More details and discounted rooms available online at sasportstar.com.
George gets justice. Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Morning Huddle. AJ and Rob. Getting you into work today, bub. We take care of you. We got your back. Major League Baseball. We are finally at the break. We've made it. I looked at the odds for the MVP of the American and the National League. The National League MVP, the preseason favorite was Ronald Acuna, and he gone.
He gone early on.
It ain't gonna be him. I said this on my podcast back in Vegas. I said, I think the worst bet you could make is on Shohei Ohtani to be the NL MVP. Because I said, I think you could name Ohtani the MVP almost every season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there is a more valuable player in baseball than Shohei Ohtani. But I said, if there was ever going to be a year where they said, okay, this is the year we've got to give it to somebody else, it would be a year that Ohtani doesn't pitch. He doesn't do the thing that makes him more valuable than every other hitter in the league. The problem is he's still the best hitter in the league, which makes what Shohei Ohtani is even crazier. He's minus 280 to be the National League MVP right now. The next favorite is Bryce Harper at 6-1. Like at the midway point, Shohei Ohtani is the runaway National League MVP.
Well, right now, yeah. Why wouldn't he be? I know what you're saying, but if you were saying this in September, I'm with you.
Now, a lot of this is the thought was Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, all these guys on the same team, there'd be some vote splitting, except Mookie Betts has spent a lot of the year injured, Freddie Freeman as well, although Freddie Freeman's still pretty high up on the MVP odds, but the numbers are just, they continue to be absurd for Ohtani. He is right now hitting 316, which would be career high for him by 12 points. His career high in batting average was last year at 304. His career high in RBI, 100. He's at 69 now. Nice. His career high in home runs that same year, 46. He's at 29 now. He's probably going to have his best statistical hitting season ever.
Yet
what?
I mean, why? Okay, so tell me why not to vote.
Oh, I think you have to now. I was wrong. That's what I'm saying. I was wrong. I like I said,
but I'd still tell you.
I think there's voter
easy to
fatigue.
say this now. Let's talk in September.
I mean, unless he gets hurt. If he doesn't get hurt, and I just don't see he's that good. This is the best baseball player in the world.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
And it's not even particularly close. It blows my mind because I said voters are tired of voting for the same guy. They don't want the same guy to win the MVP every year because then and especially Ohtani, because then they're gonna be like, well, is he gonna win it every year because he pitches and hits? That's why I said this year, this is the year to go against him. Find someone else that you like. But even without pitching, he's the best player. That is unbelievable. The guy's probably a top 5 pitcher in baseball, and he's by far the best hitter. It's disgusting. Now, American League, another big favorite. Minus 300, Aaron Judge. I am kind of in the camp of, I thought Aaron Judge was always going to be kind of like a flash in the pan and would mostly I thought he's going to get injured. There's no way someone who's as gigantic as him can stay healthy, particularly playing center field, which is obviously a very demanding defensive position. He's gotten better. Like, he's a very good defensive player. And he's got 34 bombs already, 85 batted in, batting 306. He might win the AL Triple Crown. Like, we're seeing some very memorable hitting seasons this year. Like, we're seeing some really impressive performances. And the fact that Aaron Judge is kind of overshadowing Juan Soto at this point tells you something, because Juan Soto's having a hell of a year too. And Juan Soto, you can get him at 18-1 right now. So
where are they going to be in September, though?
They might be home.
Yeah.
One game out right now, but they are literally a two-man team right now. Those two, if it weren't for Judge and Soto, they'd be screwed. I was reading somewhere about the guys that they're paying the majority of their salary cap to. It's like four dudes that are making just an obscene amount of money. It's DJ LeMahieu, Gleyber Torres, Giancarlo Stanton, and I forget who the other guy was. I don't know who the fourth guy was, but Anthony Rizzo, who are all of them are basically nothings this season. They're either hurt or they suck, and it's like a good 40% of their salary cap is those guys. None of them are playing well. The fact that the Yankees are even contending is impressive. This team should not be that good. They've got their starting rotation stinks, yet they're right there in the thick of it.
I don't expect much.
I think they're going to fall off.
This is imminent to collapse.
I don't think anybody, like at the beginning of the year, the expectations weren't that the Yankees were going to be the best team in baseball. They just got off to such a hot start that it's like, wow, look at these guys. Now, I think they're coming back to the mean. I think we're starting to figure out they're finding their level. Water finds its level. I think we're starting to see this is what the Yankees are. Like they're a good team, and Judge and Soto being as good as they are can carry you a long way. But it can't carry them forever. And DJ LeMahieu is hitting 188. That's a joke. Gleyber Torres is hitting 231. That's your middle infield, or no, excuse me, that's the left side of your infield, or no, I guess your third and second base. That's you're not going to have a lot of success if you've got those guys in your order every single day. It's just the fact that they're where they are it's kind of impressive that they're hanging around, given that nobody on that team other than those two dudes has really played even good baseball. Meanwhile, the Astros, who were expected to be great, started off like trash.
Here we go.
Starting to find their level. They hit the All-Star break just one game out. Not if you told them that a month ago, I think they would have taken it. I think they'd be happy to hear, oh, we're gonna be there. Okay, yeah, we'll take it. Your odds to win the World Series right now. Who do you think the favorite is?
If I was sitting pretty right now, Atlanta would be my favorite to take it.
9-1, fifth favorite.
Really?
The Dodgers plus 330 are the favorites.
Did they see them play over the weekend? Choke away 2 leads like that?
I think the team I'd pick is the Philadelphia Phillies. They're 5-1. Yankees plus 550. Baltimore 8-1. The Cleveland Guardians 13-1. Minnesota 14-1. Astros 15-1. The Brewers 19-1. First place Seattle Mariners 22-1. Texas Rangers, you got to skip all the way down, 100-1.
The returning champs, no love
for the Texas Rangers. They've got the basically the same odds as the San Francisco Giants, which are long ass odds at this point. So there you have it. There's a look at what you've got to look forward to.
I'm not going to bet any of these for another week or so.
I think that's
wait on. This is a little early for me.
That's probably wise. Yeah. Here we go. MVP, player versus the field. Shohei Ohtani or any other player in the NL. Shohei Ohtani's minus 290. Aaron Judge or any other player in the National League or in the American League, minus 310. These guys, they're already announced. Why don't you just give them the trophy? National League Cy Young Award. Your favorite? Chris Sale, plus 140.
Yeah.
Zach Wheeler right there, plus 150.
Now let's hear some National League.
Paul Skeens.
Where's he?
5-1, third favorite. Ranger Suarez, 15-1. Logan Webb, 22-1. Tyler Glasnow, 25-1. Your NL ERA leader, Reynaldo Lopez of the Braves, is 35-1. Shota Imanaga, 120-1.
Wow, no love.
No love for Shota. The American League Cy Young, you got a minus money favorite. One of my guys that I say let's bet on him every time he throws, Tariq Skubal of the Detroit Tigers, minus 130.
Detroit better be careful. They're about to get good.
They might.
Be careful up there.
Corbin Burns plus 225. Logan Gilbert of the Mariners 12-1. Seth Lugo 14-1. I'm trying to see how far you got to go to find a Ranger or an Astro. Nate Eovaldi 80-1. Same as Fromber 80-1. So you got to get pretty far down the list. Justin Verlander 100-1. Ronel Blanco, and he's 100-1, and Hunter Brown 120-1. You say Kikuchi.
I say Kikuchi
150-1. You could get that number on Yusei and Max Scherzer 150-1. So there you go. There's a look at Paul Skeens, National League Rookie of the Year. What do you think the number is?
It's I don't have enough to make any money.
So here, Jackson Merrill is the second favorite at 5-1. Shota is the third favorite at 20-1. Paul Skeens is minus 1,000.
See, I don't have enough money to make anything.
To be the Rookie of the Year. You bet $1,000 you can win $100.
It ain't worth it.
There's a Texas Ranger who is the favorite to win the American League Rookie of the Year. Wyatt Langford plus 125. I might take a little stab with Mason Miller at 12-1. The flamethrower for the A's is the sixth favorite. He just doesn't get the save opportunities.
And
when he gets in, he just strikes out the side, but the A's suck.
But nobody knows about it.
They hardly
ain't gonna win anything.
You're probably right.
Vegas now. When he's in Vegas,
there you go.
That's when the prizes come.
Or when he gets traded at the deadline to some good team. Oh, last hour of the show coming up, Rob. More Summer League talk, more fun, more frivolity. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
Hi, everybody. Scott Innes here. For 25 years, I've been voicing lovable cartoon dogs like Scooby-Doo, Astro. Hey, I love puppies and dogs. And now I get to help pets that need a voice to save their Puppy Food Bank comes in. The Puppy Food Bank helps pet rescue organizations so they can feed puppies. For just $11 a month, you can save a pet's life. Go to puppyfoodbank.org now and donate, and they'll send you a nice gift. Puppy Food Bank is proudly supported by Thomas J. Henry.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Well, you've got an oil change coming up. You can go farther and save on full synthetic with our oil change special. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of STP full synthetic oil with an STP extended life oil filter for just $29.99. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Savings. Now that's speaking the Lowe's language. And when you join My Lowe's Rewards for free, the savings just keep coming. Save money with member-only offers, plus earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards just for you. Because Lowe's knows you earned it. Literally. Learn more about our loyalty program at Lowe's.com/MyLowe'sRewards and become a member for free today. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See Lowe's.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.
It's time to roll out the red carpet for, well, new carpet. There's no better time than right now at the Home Depot, where the more you buy, the more you save. Save up to 10% on select special order carpet styles you love from brands you trust. And installation is included on qualifying purchases. Start your carpet project today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Offer valid July 11th through July 28th, 2024. Receive up to 10% off select special order carpet purchases. Minimum purchase required. Exclusions apply. For licenses, see HomeDepot.com/license numbers.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One and a member FDIC.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief-cation. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 88589E and 16004.
Before you fire up that grill, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market. Hi, Jason Minix here. Tri-County Meat Market has everything you need. If you're thinking steaks, you want some chicken, some poppers, beef ribs, pork ribs, brisket, picanha, tri-tip. They've got it all at Tri-County Meat Market. Take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25, and Tri-County always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Heebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem. And it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
94.1 FM. San Antonio's Sports Center.
In the NBA, the Las Vegas Summer League continues. The San Antonio and 1-1 over the weekend with an 83-77 win over the Portland Trail Blazers, with Stephon Castle scored 22, although he's been shut down for the rest of the Summer League with a bad wrist. In Major League Baseball, the Texas Rangers took the rubber game in Houston as they beat the Astros 4-2 in the finale. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let's talk about Jalen Brunson, who has agreed to a 4-year, $156.5 million extension with the New York Knicks. And you might be thinking, wow,
that's good money. Congratulations.
That's good money.
You did it.
And that is the largest possible extension that he could sign this offseason.
This year.
Yes.
But
if he'd waited one more year, knowing that the salary cap likely to increase, there's a different max salary for players with 7 years of experience than there is for people with less than 7. His max salary would have been $46.4 million per year, 11.5 more than he's going to make. Now, you could say that there is something to, he's signed this deal now, so if somehow his head falls off, he would still get paid, because he's getting himself some security.
Yeah, he's guaranteed this money. No matter what happens from here on out, every penny will be paid. But
if he gets to the player option year of this, he could really make up a good chunk of what he'd be passing on. But he could have had a lot more guaranteed money as an unrestricted free agent last year.
$100 million or so if he'd have waited a year.
Yeah, over 100 million, 269 million, 269.1 to be exact.
Well, no, that would have been total. I think he could have made 113 more to be.
That's what I'm saying.
The difference in there.
200 from 156 to 269.
There's got to be more to this, AJ. There's got to be something in a drawer. I appreciate being magnanimous, and I appreciate and I understand the value of helping along the rest of your team. And I know the great ones have done it. Tim did it year after year, but nothing like this.
Tim Duncan is famous for it. Dirk is famous for it. But the difference is, when those guys started doing it, they had already banked a lot of money. And Jalen Brunson really hasn't. He's always kind of been like he makes $25 million this season. Like he's the star player in New York, and he's making 25 mil. He's underpaid and has been, has not really had the mega payday. So for him to be doing this now, I think there's a couple things here. I think part of it is he'd like to win. His dad is a coach there.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they've brought in all his college buddies to play ball with him. Basically, it's like a frat house. I mean, I think there is something to, he wants to be in New York and he wants to win there. But man, that's a lot of money he's leaving on the table. A lot of money.
And granted, it's generational wealth. He will never miss it. There'll never be anything in this world that if he wanted, he couldn't buy it. I mean, he's got enough already. He's going to make well over $100 million.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the way you keep score. And part of me says, if I'm in the union, if I'm in the players union and I'm a guy coming up, I need the guys ahead of me to consistently push the envelope, to consistently get more and more and more so that I can get more and more and more. And if you're not charging there, you're shortchanging me as a fellow player, a fellow member of the union. You've got to go. Now, a fellow teammate, no, he's giving me more.
Yeah.
But as a fellow union member, fellow member of the league, you're shortchanging yourself and all the other stars who are out there to get more and more and more. You got to push the envelope. That's the idea.
Yeah, usually players' associations will step in and be like, hey,
what are you doing here?
We'd rather you not do this.
Now, and again, I'm not mad at him. I want him to build a team. I think it's a very magnanimous thing to do. But I also know human characters. And very rarely is it completely altruistic. Like, I'm just going to give away $100 million for the potential, just the potential, the possibility of winning a title. That's not even buying a title. You're just putting yourself with a chance to go sign somebody with this vague money to get you there. And that's a big ask and even a bigger give.
Oh, for sure. And remember, I mean, this guy he's kind of an afterthought in Dallas. And then he worked his way into like a guy who was seemingly the second best player on their team. And then Dallas decided, he's not the kind of guy we really want to pay. Okay, well, I'll go to the Knicks. And now it's time to get paid. He proved that he was the kind of guy that you should pay. And now he's like, I'll take less.
Really?
And it's even wilder when you like, it's one thing when you say 113 million less. It's almost wilder when you think about the percentage of it. Because it's like, I mean, it's almost half.
It's to the point where you double take and go, did you really understand fully what you just agreed to? Because
I mean, I think he has to.
$100 million. A couple million here or there, I can see. I help out $100 million. Now, I don't know how long it'll be before you can renegotiate this thing. Maybe they're banking on a couple years from now, something something screwy happens and there's a contract in a drawer just waiting to be signed, which, remember when Joe Johnson did that with Minnesota years ago, where they had a contract in the drawer just waiting and the NBA found out about it? This is such a ridiculous variance from what was possible to what was signed. Man, I got to look at this.
Well, it's not like we're thinking about the Braves have signed Ronald Acuna is in Atlanta for 8 years, $100 million.
But that's baseball. Don't start comparing basketball to baseball and football. I saw him like, well, I'm comparing myself to Jeter and Mahomes. No, the pay structure is different. The way they go about it is different. The way it was negotiated and won was different. I appreciate the mindset, man. I put you in the highest of esteem, a man that only wants to win. My goodness, you're a rare bird, but $100 million worth of that? That's such a ridiculous number. I have to question the motivation or the structure, because I've never heard of anybody giving up this kind of money.
It is wild.
Ever.
And I don't know. I mean, again, you said it. How much is enough? Like, how much money do you really need? And I think unless you've got sights set down the road on like ownership of a team or something like that, like LeBron, LeBron wants to own an NBA franchise. It takes a certain amount of money to get to something like that.
But you're representing more than just yourself.
Yeah,
this is something.
But you know what? That's not his job.
No, it's not. But it is. You joined the union, and they negotiated the platform, the levels at which you are now able to negotiate.
But at the end of the day,
union did this for you.
But at the end of the day, it's all like we see this all the time. Some players want to take less to have a chance to win a ring.
I get it, but less
it's just surprising.
Is rarely $100 million. Right. I get it, $5 million here, $10 million here. We're talking, but $100 million.
It's a big difference, man.
I don't buy it. I don't believe it. I just refuse. I know some saintly folks in my life. I've known some good people.
You're not accusing him of getting paid under the table.
No. Well, I'm just saying I can't imagine even the finest people that wanted to do good for others and all this. Go, you know what? I'm going to sacrifice
$100
million
for $113 million
just for the opportunity, the chance, the possibility.
Think about that. He's sacrificing so much money that we're throwing an extra $13 million off. Like we're not even using that on the number. 13 million is a lot of money, and it's like if you were taking 13 million under market, we'd be like, wow, that's wild. 113, that's different.
It is so out of the norm. I have to question.
I mean, it's weird, but again, dad works for the team. College
well, how much did dad get a raise? Because there's no cap on coaches. So did $100 million suddenly land in Daddy Brunson's coaching account? Did his daddy get a raise?
It's possible.
Now we're talking.
It wouldn't shock me.
Did Dolan you know what? You get half ownership of the Sphere. Free tickets to the Sphere as long as you want.
How good are the Knicks going to be?
Pretty damn good.
I just have a feeling
they're going to be fun anyway.
I have a feeling it won't work.
Well, that's just it. It's the Knicks.
It never works. That's what I'm saying. Like they put it together and on paper, it all looks good. At the end, it's not going to work because it never does.
I think he thought that was a comma and not a decimal.
The Knicks and the Clippers, it's a tale as old as time. They'll put together a roster and you go, damn, they're going to really have something. But then they
You're
won't.
The Knicks.
Yeah.
You're the Knicks. Well, no, you're actually Nova, but you're the Knicks.
Eventually, it'll be like, yeah, they could have been good. Something just didn't click. I don't know. That's my guess is what happens. But yeah, this is wild that Jalen Brunson was able to or was willing to give up that much money.
I don't buy it. I think somebody's going to look at it and go, there's something screwy here.
The Miles Bridges re-signing 3 years, $75 million. This is coming off a guy who
you see pictures of this girl
missed a full season, then missed an extra 10 games on top of a full season. Is this the kind of guy you want to hitch your wagon to? Was it any other team going to give Miles Bridges $25 million a year.
No.
And part of it is Charlotte, it's hard to get players as talented as Miles Bridges there. So you're like, okay, if we let him go and basically get nothing for it, because nobody's going to trade
which
for
is
him.
what they were facing.
Like, so if we let him go and get nothing for it, how do we replace him with an even close to equal player? And the answer is you're probably not. So they were in a really tough spot.
I don't know. What he did was so awful. I believe in the power of forgiveness, and I think you are able to come back from terrible things that you might have done, but that doesn't give you don't have the right to play in the league. You have the right to be forgiven and go live a good life. But you don't have the right to play in the NBA.
It throws me off.
Question. I personally would not appreciate having Miles Bridges on a team that I rooted for.
How is Miles Bridges getting $25 million a year and Trevor Bauer can't get a job?
Well, we didn't get all the tawdry details.
I mean, we got text messages saying that I'm going to blackmail Trevor Bauer and basically screw him over.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of evidence with Miles Bridges that said, yeah, this is what happened. Miles Bridges making $25 million a year. Trevor Bauer's blackballed.
Well, Trevor Bauer's getting old, and Miles Bridges 6'10", jumped through the roof. And
you're probably right. You're probably right. Although Trevor Bauer was winning a Cy Young last time we saw him. He's pretty damn good.
He got so royally screwed, and I mean that in every sense of the word.
Yeah. Be careful where you put things.
Mm-hmm. And how you put it.
Yeah. And
and who you put it in.
Yep. And get something signed. Get a waiver signed. If you're telling me you want me to
no, not gonna do it. We're not gonna talk about that.
You're gonna
have in pleasant company.
You have to sign a contract. All right. Let's hit a break. We'll come back. I got a couple little more non-sportsy type stories, and then we'll hit the daily lines in the final segment. It is the Morning Huddle right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, it is the SEC's turn. They're going to do it in Texas, as it should be, with Texas and Oklahoma going in.
The latest from SEC Media Days. The Spurs over the weekend with their summer leaguers out in Vegas, and an update on Pledge and Miss Becky's weekend. The Blitz, Monday starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Attention, if you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance. And you better watch out, because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They are experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and will fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Bourbon and Brews is heading south for the summer, but don't worry. We're now introducing Twin Peaks Tequila and Cervezas. It's a fiesta every Friday at Twin Peaks with samples of our favorite tequilas and cervezas all summer long. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
You're not going to want to miss this. Diamonds Direct summer sale starts next weekend. For 3 days only, next Friday through Sunday, get 20% off. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. And designers are flying in from New York and LA to showcase their latest trends. That's 20% off, plus $100 off with an appointment and designer trunk shows. Tons of engagement rings on sale too. 20% off starts next Friday. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Let's go, baby. SEC Media Days gets underway today.
Today, baby.
In Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Let me tell you, don't you know the folks in Alabama and Tennessee and Florida are not happy that they're flying all the way to Dallas and not going to their normal Gulf Shores locale.
Shining new toys. Remember they did one in Nashville and then Atlanta. So they've done it. They've moved around a little bit recently.
But in SEC land, they never crossed the Mississippi.
I got news. This is now SEC land.
Here and then landed in Dallas. Let me tell you, as Aggie type, I'm so glad this is rolling out the way that it is over the last couple of weeks. What an introduction to Texas and OU. Hey, you're brand new to the land. Hey, come on out to the Gaylord. Enjoy some Texas love.
You know what I'm interested to see? And I usually don't care about these types of things. I'm interested to see the polls, like the coaches polls and like the media poll for SEC, like, you know, how they rank them 1 through whatever. I'm curious because I think the SEC is so fascinating. I mean, it's fascinating every year, but I think it's even more fascinating than ever. And with Nick Saban being gone, it's like, this is the most interested I've been in the SEC in a long time, just because there's so many moving parts. And
not only just the moving parts, think about the restructured divisions, the pods that are going on, the new rivalries, the ones that are being rekindled. It's going to be the most interesting. It might not be the best college football year because there's going to be some variables, but it's going to be the most interesting from the way you strategize yourself into the playoff. If you're a top 10 team, is it, suddenly maybe those last couple of games ain't that important? Are we starting to see the NFL effect on this? Those early season, that first week, that week 0 to week 1, ridiculous games that will matter when it comes to late in the season. All these new parameters, along with coaches in new places and players now in their 3rd and 4th college job. Cam Ward, formerly of Right-Haired and Cornet Word, then Washington State, now Miami. The Gabriel kid, who's, I don't know how many schools he's been to. He's in Oregon.
He's now the Heisman favorite, by the way.
So it's like pro football suddenly. We got a bunch of seasoned pros on free agent deals.
How many? So there's going to be a 12-team playoff this year. Mm-hmm. How many teams from the SEC do you think are even money or better to make the college football playoff?
I would give 3.
The answer's 4.
Oh, wow. One more.
Who do you think they are?
Alabama, Texas, Florida, Georgia. No, not Florida. Georgia and I say LSU? I didn't. LSU.
It's actually not. It's Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, and Alabama. LSU's next. They're plus 110, so they were very close. Odds to win the SEC. Georgia is a 2-1 favorite. Texas plus 320, so very close. Ole Miss 6-1. Alabama 8-1. LSU 10-1. Rob's fighting Aggies 14-1. Tennessee 16. Mizzou 18. Oklahoma 30-1. And then you get to the long shots. Auburn is 60-1. Kentucky 100-1. Florida and South Carolina 120. Arkansas, Mississippi State, and Vanderbilt, you're lighting money on fire. But if you if you want to get crazy, Vanderbilt's 1,000-1. So if you want to bet $1,
so you're saying there's a chance.
You want to bet $1.
I'd throw some money on Missouri. Just as
18-1. Mizzou surprised me last year. I didn't think they were going to they've always been a 500 team under Drinkwitz, and last year they really kind of broke through.
Well, they lost a lot of dudes, but they had a pretty good recruiting year. And I got something going on in Missouri.
I've got to dig into these pods and see who's playing who. I really have to dig into the schedules. I'm gonna take a weekend, probably pretty quick, and really dig into some college football stuff. But it's not as simple as now. Oh, who's good in the SEC East? Missouri. Who else? Georgia, obviously, but it's not that simple anymore.
No.
So you got to figure out who these, and you know what? I'm curious to see what these coaches think. I'm curious to see what they think about the new schedule. I assume we're going to hear a lot of tape from them, and my guess is we have, as the week goes on, we'll have some Sarkisian sound, we'll have some Elko sound. Well, I'm sure we'll have some Kirby sound.
It is
maybe some Lane Kiffin sound.
I've only been to one media days for the SEC, and it's been years ago. And it's such a
I've never been.
It is as much who are the cool kids sitting at the cool table as anything I've ever been at. There's the personalities and the egos that go in to SEC media days is ridiculous. And now with the vacuum of the Saban absence, and no matter how much Kirby wants to be Kirby, Kirby will always be Saban's assistant. No matter what, no matter how many titles he wins. I think in many people's eyes, he'll always be the guy that coached with Saban. And I think that Kiffin is the same guy. I'm just trying to figure out what media days are going to feel like this year with the absence of Saban. And, we had the absence of Mike Leach a couple years ago. These guys that had these super strong coaching personalities are kind of vacating the Big 12. There's new guys stepping in, and you've got that old guard SEC in the middle of Texas and new dog Texas roaming the halls. I wish I was roaming the halls there because the sub-stories have got to be ridiculous.
And on top of that, you got Lane Kiffin.
Oh, the arrogance of Kiffin.
You've got Brian Kelly. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to watch.
And just those two egos alone existing in the same building for a couple of days.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like crossing the streams in Ghostbusters. Those guys, when they get in public like this and football season's on, this is a brand new world for OU in Texas. You are just a bit player in a much bigger play now.
There's even bigger egos than that. Billy Napier, very underrated as an egotistical coach, especially for a guy who hasn't accomplished a whole lot.
That seat is on fire there.
Yeah, so I'm interested in what these guys have to say this season. I'm interested to see how Kalen DeBoer, let's think about that.
There is no way he's going to. Unless he wins the national championship, there's nothing that he can do to be a success.
What's the expectation of him? Like, is making the playoffs not a success year one?
No, it's not a success. Because the razor thin margin, winning will stay. Kalen DeBoer is a hell of a coach. And they're going to continue to win. But this is about recruiting. This is about those things that matter in the SEC almost as much as winning. Those things that go on in February and March that don't make the headlines everywhere, but make those recruiting services and make all the alumni happy, the guys that write the checks. That's what Kalen DeBoer is facing. He got enough talent in there to get to the playoff. But if he doesn't win it, and one recruit goes to Georgia, One recruit that should have gone, could have gone, would have gone if they'd have won that one game.
Yeah.
That's where the vacuum's going to be felt.
When was their last title? 2020?
Tua.
2020. Yeah. Man, that's I feel like if they're close, I think people will be happy. I think you lose more than 2 games. Ooh.
Lose to Auburn, lose to LSU, lose to Florida, Georgia. One of those, you lose 2 of those 3 games. I don't care how new you are, how good they think you're going to be. There are going to be discussions on your term.
Let me look at something real quick here. When is the last time Alabama lost more than 2 games in a season?
Well, are we including bowl games?
Including bowl games.
More than 2. Oh, gosh, 3 loss years? My goodness, we're over a decade, I would think.
The last time they lost 3 games was 2010.
Yeah.
They went 10-3.
Years.
I mean, that's unbelievable. That's kudos to that. Now, the only other time Nick Saban lost more than 2 games was his first year there, and it wasn't even a full season because it was the Mike Shula started the season, and Saban finished 2-6. But yeah, I mean,
the void. I mean, the greatest to ever do it is
Saban wins. We'll see if this guy wins. I don't know, but I love everything that's coming with Texas and Oklahoma to the conference.
I'll ask you: do you believe that Kalen DeBoer will be the head coach at Alabama in 4 years?
Yeah,
you do. You think?
I do.
I think they're smart enough to keep him and not
I think so.
Burn it down.
Okay. I think they realize he's very good, and he's not a Southern guy. It's going to take him a little bit.
It's been a generation. I mean, everybody knows, but Alabama, it's been a generation of success. The people that are writing checks today don't know what it's like to lose.
No.
Don't know what it's like to lose in significant ways week after week. Don't know what it's like to stack themselves and have an exodus at the end of the season with your transfer portal. They've never dealt with it. So to expect them to be patient, yeah, you'd like to think. But that patience wears thin fast. I don't think it's going to be quite as easy as they promised because I don't think they have any idea what it's like.
Yeah. No, I think that as long as he's not, Charlie Strong and going,
that's just it. Because you don't know. It's not about who DeBoer is. I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about the alumni because they've never had to deal with this.
Listen, you go 7-6 a couple.
You get 7-6, you're fired.
But that ain't gonna happen.
No.
Their talent is still gonna be better than everybody except Georgia and Texas probably in the SEC. Is there anybody who's gonna just that A on the side of their hat is gonna recruit better than 90% of the schools in the country?
But will it keep them? There's so many things that the coach is responsible for that have nothing to do with what's on the football field. All this peripheral stuff that Saban is truly the legend for doing. I mean, truly. It's the winning is the end result of the 1,000 other things that every other coach just admires and wonders how they could manage to do those things.
All right, let's hit our last break of the day. When we come back, we'll take a look at the daily lines and wrap up the show on a Monday. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM.
You've heard me talk about GiveMeTheVin.com for years, but wait till you hear what our customer said about Give Me the Vin buyer, Angie, and our transport coordinator, Jack.
From start to finish, this was the easiest transaction I've ever been involved in. My Facebook friends said it couldn't happen, but Give Me the Vin were professional all the way. Angie understood my needs, and Jack was great at the exchange of my vehicle. I will always recommend this company.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circusports.com for details.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Savings. Now that's speaking the Lowe's language. And when you join My Lowe's Rewards for free, the savings just keep coming. Save money with member-only offers, plus earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards, just for you. Because Lowe's knows you earned it, literally. Learn more about our loyalty program at lowes.com/MyLowe'sRewards and become a member for free today. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See Lowe's.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.
Let's go! Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Wrapping it up here on a Monday, baby. How about your guy, Bronny James? How you feeling right now, Rob?
I feel bad. I feel bad for it. I do, because we talked about this, and what Rob Pelinka and JJ and his daddy should have done is sat down and said, what is going on right now could happen. And what's going to happen is every time you miss shot, it's like you missed 10 of them. Every time you miss one shot, it's like you missed 10, because they're going to look at you missing the shot. They're going to look at your teammates' reaction when you miss the shot. They're going to look at your sideline coach. They're going to look at your general manager. Everybody's going to reflect on that one missed shot, and everything you do will be worth 3 times, both negative and positive. And it's not working. He is a joke now. I mean, the memes that are floating around of him. He is exactly what you feared would become, a joke.
Bronny has now said he will welcome any assignment in his first year as a professional, as long as it comes with a chance to play and improve as a player. I'm just looking forward to any basketball I play, no matter what level I'm playing at, which is essentially him saying,
yeah, I better go to G League.
Yeah,
I better go.
But then he also, he's so far played 3 summer league games, 2 in the California Classic, 1 in Vegas. He's 6 of 26 from the field, 0 of 12 from 3. And he said, I just feel like I'm in a little slump right now.
Well, yeah, I think that's a fair statement. He's everybody's poster. Everybody knows exactly where he is on the court in a game that is less than structured. So if he's going to the rim, I want to be in the picture. I'm going there. I know where he is. He's not only the target from other teams, he's the target from individuals, and then he's dealing with just utter rust. He hadn't played a whole lot in the last 2 years. So he was put in a situation where he was not going to be successful. I feel bad for where he is, but I don't feel bad for him.
I mean, you can't feel bad for him.
He leveraged a guaranteed deal for a G League contract. Not leveraged. His daddy got it.
And his agent basically said, if you're thinking about drafting Bronny, just know we're getting a real deal.
You're going to pay us, even if you send us to the G League. You're going to pay us
because he said that it's hard to develop on a two-way contract. If you won't give him a real deal, there's nothing to talk about. Is what
Maverick
Rich Paul said.
Rich Paul.
In the Houston game, he was defending Reed Shepherd, and of course, Reed lit him up,
ate him alive.
23 points on 9 of 17 shooting.
Fair.
It's like, and you know what? I was worried for the Lakers because like, oh, this is going to be real bad because Dalton Knecht struggled in the California thing, but
he's
starting to figure it out now. He was the best player on the floor for them in that next game. But yeah, I just don't know how Bronny can't go to LA and be on this team.
No, he cannot be on a roster in LA. No.
And let's just say if the priority is really getting better at basketball and playing, he certainly can't get on the floor in LA. If he wanted to go to LA and be on the team, sure, you want to drag him along as a 12th man. That's not going to help his career
or your team.
He has to go and play games in Rancho Cucamonga or wherever it is. I keep forgetting.
Aguas Calientes, I think is where they're.
Okay, that's where he's got to go.
He's destined. It's unfortunate that the kid had to go through it, but everybody saw it coming. I mean, we all knew it was going to happen, but so did Rich Carter. He got the guaranteed money. Now he can go off into the sunset and say, well, I signed one NBA deal. Because as it sits right now, I don't see NBA.
I don't either.
I mean,
it seems a long way from that to me. But again, I've been wrong before.
Well, he can get better.
Sure.
It's going to be up to him.
Can he get worse?
Well,
probably not.
The thing is, he's not terrible. If he'd have signed just a two-way deal like any other
second rounder,
we'd have go, well, yeah, that's what second rounders look like. Go to the G League and get better.
But again, if he weren't Bronny James, he wouldn't have been a second-round draft pick. He would have been an undrafted guy that someone's given a chance. He'd be fighting for an invitation to a training camp right now. And instead, he's got a guaranteed deal. Good on him.
He'll be a footnote.
Man, did you see this? A guy got arrested going 160 miles an hour on a motorcycle.
Respect.
That's badass.
Well, dude, you want to talk about going out with not much left. If you sneeze at 160, then you're going to be meeting Jesus.
That's a big ball. He's 21 years old.
Where?
Farmington, New Hampshire.
Straight road, I hope.
I would hope.
What's the fastest in any vehicle you've ever gone?
135-ish.
That's fast. That's a lot.
A kid I knew in high school, he had a Mustang Cobra.
Nice. Where was it? A straight road, or
it was a straight road? It was from we were in New Mexico,
so that's the place to do it.
Out in the middle of nowhere, and we had to drive down the road once to make sure there were no potholes. And like I remember, so I lived the road that I lived up. There was like a big dip in the road, and when he came to pick me up, I had to walk to the end of the road because his car couldn't go down that dip. So meet him out at the end of the road, and we would go and we would find a stretch of road where it was like, this is good, clean road. Nobody's out here, and it was always in the middle of the night. No one's out here. Let's go crank it up, and you can get that thing firing.
I've gotten a car to 100 and just cruised a couple of times.
Yeah,
but I've never gone like I'm going to see how fast. I got the good fortune of driving a race car, not so much a NASCAR, but a stock car one time, and I know I was going fast, but it didn't have a speedometer.
And you feel like something bad's gonna happen.
Well, anyway. Yeah, I'm driving somebody else's car, but I know down the back straights, I was going. You know how fast. You know speed. I was going over 100. I just don't know how fast I was going. But it was I was going like 3,200 RPMs.
I've gone fast enough that it felt like you start to feel funny.
Yeah, that seriously. I know I was going fast, but they couldn't tell me how fast I was going.
Yep. All right, let's take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
Kind of lean, baby.
As we know, we've reached the All-Star break. So, yeah, you ain't getting a whole lot of baseball
going on today.
There's a lot of ways to bet the home run derby. First of all, if you just want to go with the outright winner, Pete Alonso plus 320 is your favorite. Marcell Ozuna and Bobby Witt are both plus 425. Gunnar Henderson plus 475. Adolis Garcia, who opened as the second favorite, is now the fifth favorite at plus 550. Everybody else is 10-1 or longer. Now, if you want to bet finalists, will they make it to the last round? You can do that. You want to make it the who's going to beat who? Is Pete Alonso going to beat Marcell Ozuna? Is Gunnar Henderson going to beat Bobby Witt? You can bet all those matchups. Like in the who's going to go head to head in the finals, you can do that. Total home runs, most home runs by any player in round one.
So how much? I don't know. Have the rules changed?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why I kind of
40 pitches.
Away.
You get 40 pitches. That means you need to have your pitcher throwing strikes because you can't take a bunch of pitches. It's not 40 swings, it's 40 tosses. The most home runs by any player in round one, the total is set at 26.5. I think I'm going under that. That might be my favorite play, to be honest. 40, you got 40 pitches? Someone's going to hit 27 of them out?
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
How's the park for the?
I think Arlington's neutral.
It's not a hitter's park.
I think it's a neutral park. Longest home run by player. Well, first of all, the distance of longest derby home run by any player, 484.5 feet.
I'm going under on that.
I think I'm going under on that too. Ironically, this is odd. So the guy who's the guy who's favored to hit the longest home run is Bobby Witt Jr. plus 160. Not favored to hit the most, but favored to hit the longest one. Pete Alonso, the favorite to win the whole thing, is plus 475 for longest home run. You can even bet on exit velo. Like who's going to have the hardest exit velo, max exit velo. Like you can do it by player. If you think the American League wins the home run derby, minus 115, National League minus 105. For me, I'm going under 26.5 home runs in round one.
What about total home runs? I got 61.5
for round one.
Yeah.
Let's see what I'm seeing here.
By the winner.
By total home runs by the Derby winner, 61.5.
Even on both sides.
It is. Yeah.
I'm gonna take the over.
I think I might like the over there.
Take now total.
But boy, that's ballsy. Under in round one, over in the total.
You figure whoever's going to be there going to be hot.
That's what I'm saying. But sometimes they run out of steam late. I don't know. I'm just going to stick with my round one. That's going to be my only bet on this thing is the round one under. The Scottish Open is this week, and I think the Open is next week. Is that right?
I saw them playing. I thought they played this weekend in Scotland. I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention.
No, I think they are. It's the Scottish Open.
Right. So isn't the Open then this week?
The Open is, it is. It's the 17th.
Yeah, it's this week.
Scotty Scheffler, your favorite, plus 450.
Now, he got a pass, so they allowed him in country.
Yeah.
Even with his criminal past.
Yeah, you'd think.
Probably got an Interpol, like
we're sending our worst too.
Well, at least I feel safer today.
Rory plus 750, Xander Schauffele 11-1, Ludwig Aberg, and Colin Morikawa. Oh, Bryson also 14-1. So we'll have Will Doctor on.
Yeah, our doctor.
Yeah, we'll have Will on to discuss the Open Championship. I don't know if we'll do that tomorrow or Wednesday. I'll talk to him and see when he's most available. But this is that tournament where you don't have to worry about it till the middle of the night on Wednesday. You got to be a diehard to want to watch the Open Championship because it starts at like midnight our time. So I don't care enough about golf to be involved in that, so it won't be me. And I guess this is our time. Ladies Basketball Association, the Phoenix Mercury, 4-point favorites at the Mystics.
I always like the Mercury on the road, baby.
The Seattle Storm, 9-point favorites at the Sparks. I always like fading the LA Sparks because they stink. And the Las Vegas Aces, 14.5-point home favorites against the Chicago Sky tonight.
That's a lot.
Angel Reese, her double-double streak has been broken. It's over. She'll probably rest the whole game now, and the Aces will win by 1 million.
Angel's getting destroyed in the socials lately.
She just doesn't dribble. She runs with the ball like she's freaking Emmitt Smith. She's just putting it between her arms and going.
And going Moses Malone on the,
Can't do that.
The rebounds and shots. 3 tips and a made bucket.
Come on. I can't be Team Angel if you're acting like that, girl.
Can we assess where Caitlin is now? She's
improved, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that she's not the same player she was when the season began. She is seasoned and tougher.
Starting to figure out some of the turnover stuff. Game's slowing down for her, as they say, and she'll probably be the rookie of the year, and good on her. Summer League tonight. Heat 7.5-point favorites over the Thunder.
Dude,
won't hear that in the regular season.
If you're laying money and not in the building, seriously, if you are betting,
I got one for you.
In the building, you're nuts.
I got one for you. Here.
Okay.
Who'd you say today was the most talented team in the Summer League?
Detroit.
What if I told you can get 7 points with Detroit tonight against Houston?
But it's still Detroit, and the best guy in the tournament is Reed Shepherd, or at least one of the top 3.
All right.
Dude, you are crazy degenerate. Now, I can see sitting in the building and watching and go and play a little bit of action, but if you're laying action on Miami, and you would go, if you were, I'd go Miami just because it's Miami, and Jaquez is he's an NBA pro. He's a 10-year vet in a second-year body. I mean, he's going to go. He's the best guy on the court. So with him, he's worth 7. I'd take that if you're going to go there.
Grizzle, 4.5-point favorites against the Mavs.
That I like that just because of Edey. I mean, he's owning the paint. He's one of the few big men there that is absolutely dominant on both sides. Even half of a big man from UConn was a pretty good game.
Yep. Sixers -6 against Portland. Jazz 4-point favorites against the Kings. And
with that one,
you like the Jazz?
Watch what's the guard.
Keontae George.
Oh boy, did you see him get 30 the other night?
You're gonna remember his name one day.
I will once he's an all-star.
Pretty much every day you're like, what's that?
That's that guy's
the
name.
Baylor guy who's in Utah.
Ripping it
Keontae
up,
George.
Man. He's one of my young favorites.
And the Celtics 6-point favorites against the Lakers. You mentioned Zach Edey. He is now the favorite to be the rookie of the year, 6-1. Your second favorite, Alexander Sarr.
Nope.
Reese Shea, 7-1.
Nope.
Reed Shepherd, 8-1.
I like those monies.
Stephon Castle, 10-1.
Like those monies.
Here's the one I like. Dalton Connect, 10-1.
Like those monies. All 3 of those guys. I'd play money on all 3 of those guys today.
Klingon, 15-1. Buzelis, 15-1.
No.
Ron Holland, 20-1.
That's another guy that he is in good shape to have a hell of a year just because he can score when he wants.
There's a name on this list that I think I might look at. Terrence Shannon, 45-1.
See him get he got 24 the other night.
I'm telling you guys, Terrence Shannon he's a grown man, and this is not a rookie. Like this, I said this last year when he was at Illinois. It's like it's not fair that there's 18 and 19-year-old dudes trying to stop this guy. The only people who were able to slow him down last year were the police. That was it. I mean, the rest of the time he was just. They did it. Listen, they did a good job. Nobody else could.
He reminds, and he's going to be a very good NBA guy.
Certainly
can score. The kid that ended up in Golden State, Trace Jackson from Indiana,
TJD,
not nearly as offensively gifted as Terrence Shannon, but I think look at the effect he had on Golden State. He rolled in and played every game.
Yep,
wherever. And Shannon's going to play a lot of minutes this year and get a lot of buckets.
I think so, man. I think he's good, and they're going to win some games too. That's going to help him. So I think that's the value. 45-1. Come on, man. 45-1.
Only problem is neck up, man. You never know.
That's true.
You never know when you get a little bit of money in your pocket what you're going to do.
I was going to say like somewhere between like waist to thighs. That might be where there's a big problem lies. I'll give you one more name that seems like it might have some good value because remember a year ago, the number one player in the whole wide world going into the college season was Isaiah Collier. And he is 60-1. Usually guys with that kind of pedigree, there's a reason for it. He did not quite have the season at USC that he'd hoped for. I mean, still got on the floor a lot more than Bronny did. And he had a very good season, don't get me wrong. But 60-1 for a guy with that kind of talent might be a little value there.
Yeah, I think he's going to – the reason I think he's going to have a good year is he's going to get a lot of minutes. I think Utah's going to let him play.
And I think that's sort of the thing is like find guys – and that's why I think Dalton Connect is probably the safest bet to me is because Dalton Connect's going to be on the floor. Castle's going to be on the floor a lot. These teams that don't have a lot of guys to put out there, Klingon will be on the floor a lot this year. If you want Bronny James, 250-1, Rob, you can have that.
Easy money, baby.
You can have that. Money. I wish they'd let you bet the no. Like, just let me lay 300-1 that it's 1 to 300 that it's the no. I'll give me that one. Well, friends, that's another episode in the books. Remember when we used to count our episodes?
Yeah, it's not worth it anymore.
I think this was episode number 1000. This one felt special. It felt special, mostly because I was late and I had to bring tacos,
which made it even more special for the rest of us.
That did make it special. We'll keep talking Summer League this week as we get closer and closer to football season.
Basketball season ends on Friday. Football starts on Monday.
Basketball season ends on Friday.
On Friday.
Okay. Boy, it feels like it's been over for a while, and it's going to start right back up.
Well,
basketball season long.
That's not a bad thing. It is. It's kept us afloat these last couple of weeks, and
that's true.
We will have 2 weeks of fly balls in the outfield, and then football begins.
By the way, tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, you can hear the home run derby. Back, gone. I don't know if that's what it's going to be, but I think it might be. Back. All right, plenty of that, baby. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Blitz coming up at 2. We'll be back. Do it all over again on Tuesday. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
George gets justice. In life's most challenging moments, getting the right help matters